Welcome to Sort of Off Topic. This is my beautiful and talented and very smart friend named Max, and you better fucking respect her.
And this is Jamie, my non-romantic life partner, who I would kill or die for 1,000 times over. And if you can't respect her, then you can't respect me. And if you can't respect me, you better get ready for a knuckle sandwich, baby.
Hello and welcome
Just sort of off topic.
It's sort of off topic. I'm Janie. Yes.
And it's Max, me, hi.
What was it?
It's like our on topics, but not.
Worth it. I should not have interrupted you. Brilliant. No notes. Hi, guys. This is Janie and Max tuning in with another off topic. You know the deal by now if you listened to the one before this. We are not going to tell you fairy tales or folktales today. Instead, Max has a topic that she is currently obsessing over, and she wants to tell me all about it. And you get to be here too.
Yeah. It's going to be really good, guys.
Yeah. Fucking get ready.
Also, if ever an episode was going to get us killed, it will be this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Max has been like hyping me up for this. I'm like really excited about it.
Yeah, I did all of this research really quickly, and I'm really excited about it because I knew I wouldn't be able to shut up about it if I started researching earlier.
This is how I felt about Dear David.
Yeah.
Remember when last year I stayed up till like 5 a.m. scaring myself with Dear David, and then you woke up and I was like, we have to record now.
Immediately.
I won't be able to sleep another night until I tell you about this. By the way, we've talked about this before, but you guys know this about me in general. I'm not gonna like kill myself over researching or getting things right. I'm just gonna have a good time and fucking TikTok my way through life, and tee if I'm wrong, don't tell me. I'll cry. Max has been doing, like, in the past, you've done days worth of research on your stuff. Like, Max has deep dived. She has, like, fucking yarn connecting pictures on the wall. Like, by the time she gets here, she's like, I'm an expert in this topic. And we decided that's not sustainable.
Yeah, I get really stressed out about the off topics, about, like, choosing a topic, and it's ruining me. So this time I was like, here's an idea for an off topic, and I'm just going to do it, and I'm not going to do any research until I do the research, and then I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I wrote 9 pages of notes,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I'm going to take notes on my notes, and then I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just going to do it. So let's fucking do it.
Hell yeah. Before we do that, though, guys, join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon.
You can get an extra bonus episode every single month of the regular feed, and you get a back catalog of a bunch of episodes, and we're proud of them, and we think they're fun. And yeah, that's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you join at $7, you get all those. If you only join at the $3 level, you also get the Discord, and that's A-okay with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Max,
Jamie.
do you want to tell me a fucking off-topic story?
I do.
I am so excited. Okay, we're going to take a very, very mini break. We're not going away forever because we will be back after this brief silence.
Okay, Janie.
Okay, Max.
Janie.
Max.
I want to do a word association with you really quickly to introduce this topic.
Oh, I am fucking born for this. Go.
Triangle.
Waffle. Oh, no, I wasn't born for this. I got nervous.
Try again. Triangle.
Okay. Gravity Falls.
Eyeball.
Gravity Falls.
Lizard.
Gravity Falls. Are you doing a Gravity Falls off topic?
No, but I love where this is going. The dollar bill.
George Washington. Are you doing the Illuminati? What?
Yeah. We got there.
I know nothing about the Illuminati. I'm fucking stoked.
I also knew nothing about the Illuminati, and now I know a lot more about it. Not everything. I'm going to be on it. Okay, so to give you guys a general overview, right? The Illuminati is behind everything that's ever happened.
No.
The assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Max.
The installation of Rihanna
Max, are you...
as Queen Lizard Person.
Max, what's happening? Hold on. Uh-oh. We'll be back after these messages. And there's like a beep, and then some 50s music as you hear us in the background like, you can't just tell people that the Illuminati's...
You guys might recognize the Illuminati from being a part of most of every conspiracy theory that you've ever heard.
Yes.
And oftentimes, whenever you see a symbol of like a triangle or a triangle with an eye in it or anything, there are implications that the Illuminati is involved. There have also been rumors that basically every single US president is a part of the Illuminati. World rulers, all considered to be part of the Illuminati, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. Basically, anyone who's ever been successful has been accused of being a part of the Illuminati. The Illuminati is a shadowy secret organization, if you believe the stories, that pulls the strings in the puppetry of our government and society as the global government and society, right?
Okay.
The Illuminati...
Guys, take a drink every time you hear the word Illuminati. I wish I was drinking right now. Max, I know nothing about the Illuminati. I can't tell you how I'm starting from zero.
Yeah, I was too.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Here's the first thing you should know.
Okay.
The Illuminati was real.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And most of what I'm going to be talking about today is the real Illuminati and that story, because it is messy as fuck.
Yeah, it's not the Illuminacy. So fucking get ready.
It's going to be Illumidicey. But I also want to talk a little bit about like the Illuminati and popular culture and the way that it influences the way that we think about the world.
Okay.
I am going to go into this, and the primary thing that I'm going to be talking about is the Bavarian Illuminati, which was a secret society in the 1700s in Bavaria, which is now part of Germany. Mm. There are lots of other components of the story of the Illuminati. There are theories that it has continued and grown and taken over the world effectively. That's part of the New World Order theory of the Illuminati, right? Mm. Which is something that I did not go very far into because there aren't any facts that you can put down about it, which is not to say that none of it's true. It's just to say that everyone disagrees about what is true. So it wasn't really worthwhile for me to go into all of the different theories.
Yeah.
Also, it's not true. But additionally, we can't talk about the Illuminati without talking about anti-Semitism. Okay. I am not going to talk a lot about anti-Semitism, though, because I did not focus on the 1900s version of the Illuminati. I focused on the 1700s version, the Bavarian Illuminati.
Okay.
There are rumors that Adolf Hitler was seeking the secrets of the Illuminati. There are also a lot of stories that the Illuminati is like a cabal of Jewish people that runs the world.
I've heard that one briefly.
Yeah.
Like that, I've heard conspiracy theorists say that.
Yes.
Very briefly.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Just know it's bad. That's a bad fucking...
Anti-Semitism, bad.
Terrible take. And no one should do it. Wow, we're fucking groundbreaking. Do you think this is the first time they've heard that?
There are literally so many books written about, like, the relationship between anti-Semitism and like the myths about the Illuminati and everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into that.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the history of the Bavarian Illuminati. And I also got literally almost all of this from the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
And there's going to be a lot of it where I'm basically just reading from the Wikipedia. So this is one of the like most citationally dicey of the off topics that I've done. But also it took me 45 minutes to read the Wikipedia about the Bavarian Illuminati. It's dense as fuck, and I'm going to condense it as much as possible. I'm going to skip some stuff, but here's what it is.
What I like, just a quick aside, what I like most about the off topics is people often tell us, and I've heard this with other podcasts too, that just has two friends telling each other stories, which is the format of many podcasts, right? Mm-hmm. What I like about it is people are always like, it feels like I'm just sitting and hanging out with my friends. With the off topics in particular, I feel more like we are sitting here hanging out with our friends. So just as guys, we're not experts, we're just interested. So like, I don't know, we're not always claiming to be right, but also the off topics are where I genuinely feel like I'm sitting at a party just like hanging out with all my friends, telling them the weird shit that I saw on TikTok, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Not to say none of this is real, but like if you're really interested in these topics, please go and actually follow the links and then do a bunch of research, and also reach out to us and tell us what you learned, because we're interested in that. Obviously, these are topics that we are immensely interested in learning about.
We would love to be in conversation with you about this.
Yeah.
So please reach out.
But also take it with a grain of salt.
Yes.
We're just having fun. We're two friends sitting in my office surrounded by my drying artwork on the wall.
Mm-hmm. And we're so sweaty.
We are so sweaty in here.
It is.
83
degrees in this house.
It was 78 not even 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We're hot.
Yeah. Okay. The Bavarian Illuminati was founded on May 1st, 1776. Coincidence? I think not.
Oh my God, this scared me so bad. Am I in trouble?
No.
1776, so just like right before we won the Revolutionary War.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That doesn't sound like a coincidence. No, I think not.
I think not.
Yeah, I think not. Right off the bat. What if the episode just ended right here?
Here's my theory.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We figured it out. The Olympics are a scam.
5 rings? the Christ child,
If you
God, the Holy Spirit, the
rearrange
devil, and man.
rearrange the 5 rings, what do you got? A triangle, because I put them in a triangle shape.
A couple of points in Sonic.
I'm going to stop interrupting you now.
No,
I'm
you're
so
good.
sorry. I know you have a lot of notes.
You're good. It was founded in Bavaria, which is today a part of Germany. The stated goals of the society. I'm actually just going to read their general statute, their main kind of tenet. The order of the day is to put an end to the machinations of the purveyors of injustice, to control them without dominating them.
Ooh. Okay.
They were like, the people who represent us in government don't actually represent us. A lot of them are undereducated. They are influenced heavily by religion rather than by facts and science.
Okay. Oh no, Max.
No.
Are you sure this isn't the 2000s? The 2020
The parallels
Illuminati?
are wild. But
They did a shit job of controlling this.
their stated goals are to oppose superstition, obscurantism, and religious influence over public life and abuses of state power.
Okay.
Directly from the Wikipedia. Their goal is a rationalist state that's run by philosophers and scientists, right? The person who founded the Bavarian Illuminati is Adam Weishaupt, born 1748, died 1830. Coincidence? I think not. Just kidding. I can't think of anything that happened in 1830. I don't know history very good.
10 years after the War of 1820. Coincidence? What? I think not.
Was there a War of 1820?
Yeah.
There's a War of 1812.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Probably. Adam Weishaupt was a professor of canon law at the University of Ingolstadt in Bavaria.
Okay.
The University of Ingolstadt was founded by Jesuits, and even though it was technically not a religious institution anymore, the Jesuits still funded the university itself, so they made all the decisions. And they came down really hard on anyone who wasn't continuing the like religious and societal belief of the Jesuits.
Yeah.
He was the only non-clerical professor at this institution where like the Jesuit order controlled where the money was going. They tried to silence people who disagreed because it was their institution, basically. He was very tired of being the only person who was, to his eyes, like driven by science and reason. And this is around the same time as the Enlightenment, which is a period of time in history where people were, especially like scientists, philosophers, were deciding that maybe religion isn't progressive, like religion is holding people back in a lot of ways, and that you can't trust religious people to make unbiased decisions and to have opinions that aren't influenced by the people above them in a religious order, which also is not necessarily like people are influenced by their religious leaders, not necessarily by their like religious tenets, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Plus, if you are being governed by your belief in a religion, you are inherently going to discriminate against anybody who doesn't share those beliefs.
Yes.
Like, if the laws are
Especially
based in your religion, then you are not going to have any room for people who live there that don't share those tenets.
Yeah, and especially in religions where, like, intolerance of other religions is a core value.
Yes.
So the Enlightenment was a period of time when people were trying to move away from a religion-based society and towards a society that was more based in rational thought and science and philosophy, which is basically the idea behind the Bavarian Illuminati. Weishaupt became enamored with the ideas of the Enlightenment. He was like, I want that. And so he created a secret society within his university. He created a society that was originally called, there's a lot of German in this, and I'm not good at German pronunciation, Bund der Perfektibilisten, which is the Covenant of Perfectibility.
Okay.
Very reasonableists.
Perfectibility. I feel like my therapist would tell me that you are in the covenant of perfectibility right now, Janie, and you're going to have to step out of it. This is the sort of thing I feel like she would tell me. She has a pamphlet waiting for me on perfectionism, and I haven't been back in 2 months because I'm afraid of reading the pamphlet.
I will also say that perfectibility is kind of not a word, and the word that they mean is perfection, which in itself is hilarious to me.
Do you think that's just a German translation, though? Do you think that is the word for perfection, or there is a word for that in German and it translated weird to English?
I don't know about the German word, but the translation is perfectibility, and that's dumb. The perfectibilists adopt the Minervan owl as a symbol, the symbol of Athena, the wise owl who is considered like, you know, Athena, a military mastermind.
Yeah. Wisdom,
clarity,
Crafts.
Yeah.
She's the goddess of crafts, too, because she's a lady.
Ah.
Yeah.
So he creates the secret society. He is the leader of the secret society, and he recruits 4 of his law students as the other members of his secret society.
Okay.
They all give themselves code names, as you do
Yeah.
when you start a secret society.
Absolutely. It's
So-
the most fun part of starting a secret society.
Yes. So Adam Weishaupt becomes Spartacus. That's his
I bet it was
title.
cool back then when not a lot of people knew about Spartacus. There was no
Probably.
movie. Yeah.
One of his students, Massenhausen, was Ajax. Bauhoff was Agathon. Mertz was Tiberius. And Suter was Erasmus Roteradamus. And they started this secret society, which was all of them like talking in code and calling each other code names and talking about how they would change things if they were in power. And the idea was that they were creating this society of intellectuals and that all of them were destined for great political power. And that once they were in that position of power, they would all be in touch with each other and they would all agree on the same kind of ideas and they would be able to advance their goal of rationality in government.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea at its most basic.
Yeah. Just like right now, as like a strategy for advancing your political party, it's a very basic idea.
It's worth noting. So this is 5 white men at a university, which also means that they were well appointed, they were wealthy, they came from
They were
landed
probably
families.
going to be able to get to
Yes.
those positions very easily.
Those positions were very accessible to them.
Yeah.
So their odds are pretty good that they're going to, if they put themselves to going to a place of power, and especially if they have the support of the other people in this group, it's likely that they will succeed. And the idea is that like they're like, we all agree about these fundamental ideas, we will trust each other and work together in order to make these real.
Yeah.
Eventually, they changed the name from the Covenant of Perfectibility because it was too much of a mouthful and it sounded silly. And whenever they tried to explain to people what they were about, they were like, perfectibility? Okay, sure.
Not a word, idiot.
So they changed the name to Illuminatenorder,
Okay.
which is German for the Order of the Illuminati. Before settling on Illuminatenorder, Weishaupt very seriously considered calling themselves the Bee Order.
Like bees?
Like bees.
It's nice.
Yeah.
We are the honey pies.
Look at us, the sweeties.
You're going to tell me you don't agree with a couple of sweeties? I don't think so. That makes you the villain.
So the idea was that they were going to have this secret society. They were going to find other like-minded people who they were sure were out there because, again, the Enlightenment was sweeping across Europe. And they were going to create this cabal of people who agree, and they were all going to work together to seize power for positive goals. They were like, we're going to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
It is worth mentioning that their criteria for who could join, it was a little bit more vague at the beginning. But even at the very beginning, do you think women were allowed in the Illuminati?
Definitely no women, no people of color.
You would be wrong.
What?
According to one of the later records of the initial tenets of the Illuminati, plans were underway for 2 sisterhoods, both subservient to the male Illuminati. One sisterhood made up of women of virtue.
The other one made up of women of non-virtue.
The other of women who fly out of the common track of prudish manners.
Oh, word?
Neither sisterhood was to know about the other.
Oh, word?
Just fucking built in from the start. They were like, okay, it's going to be us and the boys. Also, we should get some girls in here.
Gotta get
Some of
some.
them should be like so nice and some of them should be not so nice. You know what I mean?
We need some wife material and we need some mistress
Girlfriend
material. Gotta get some honeys in this beehive. Illuminati. Gotta get some honey in this beehive.
That specifically is from an article on Spyscape, the website, which goes into the espionage of the Illuminati.
You're talking, of course, of the quote that I just quoted. Gotta
Yes.
get some honey in this beehive.
Gotta get some honey in this beehive.
Yeah, that's from that
with
article.
just the eye of enlightenment over it.
It's the triangle, but it's actually a beehive shaped like a triangle.
Ah, and in
There's-
the little hole that they go in, and like the Pooh Bear, it's an eyeball.
Yeah, and there's a big-titted bee flying
Big
towards
titty
it.
bee.
She's a double bee.
Is that a size? I feel like it's not.
Well, it's a size for bees, and it's gigantic because they're so small.
So, One of the students, Massenhausen, aka Ajax, he goes out and he starts to try and recruit people for this secret club that he and his teacher are making with their buddies.
Nerd.
He recruits a man named Xavier von Zwack. Xavier von Zwack was at the time in charge of the Bavarian National Lottery. So he was someone in a position of power already, and he was childhood friends with Massenhausen. So Massenhausen was like, we got to get this guy to come with us because he already has power. We're trying to get power.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. We've known each other for a long time. So he tries to bring him into the Illuminati. This is very successful, and immediately Weishaupt is like, great job. You did a phenomenal job recruiting that guy. He should be here. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
And Massenhausen is like, great, I'm going to go recruit some other guys. And so he goes around to the university. He keeps being like, hey, you want to join my secret club?
Ajax.
And Weishaupt is like, no, you have to be like selective. And also it's supposed to be a secret. Like you have to stop
telling
people that it's a secret society. This is not me joking. He did not understand the concept of a secret society and kept being like, hey, come join our secret society.
Come
to
join our
everyone.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So Massenhausen continues to go after new recruits with a lot of enthusiasm and not a lot of tact.
Yeah.
Around the same time, I wasn't able to find any info about this, but his love life became very complicated in a way that was interfering with his duties as a member of the Illuminati.
Because he had a wife and a girlfriend.
Too many honeys.
He had too many honeys.
So that became an issue where he wasn't able to focus on his Illuminati duties enough.
God, women ruin everything.
Women.
They shouldn't be allowed in any space.
And Adam Weishaupt passed along. The society was continuing to grow, right? Mm-hmm. And Weishaupt immediately trusted Zwack with a lot of power.
Yeah.
He gave him the position of leader of the Munich chapter of the new Illuminati. He was like, you hold on the fort here. I'm going to go and to try and find more people to join this club. Yeah. So he puts Xavier von Zwack in the position of power. And Massenhausen is like, I don't think you should do that. And they were like, well, we don't think you should be here anymore.
Yeah, Ajax, what do you think we do here?
Yes. Around this time, they found out that Massenhausen was misappropriating funds, like the tithes that people would give them to part of the Illuminati. Sometimes he would just take those. And yeah. They also found out that he was spying on communication between his fellow members. So he was like intercepting letters specifically between Weishaupt and Zwack. Mm. And so they were like, you can't be here anymore. Shortly thereafter, Massenhausen graduated from the university and went off and lived his life. And he was just done with that.
Yeah. That's fair.
Okay. The first person to be kicked out of the Illuminati. Zwack, meanwhile, in his new position of power, he starts recruiting more and more powerful members because he is the head of the lottery, and so he has access to a lot of the higher echelons of society. He starts to bring in people with like real actual power who agree with their ideas.
Yeah.
And the makeup of the Illuminati grows significantly and gains significantly more power. Mm-hmm. It also sort of evolves because there are more people coming in with more ideas. And so their ideologies become, in some cases more specific, in some cases more general. And they start to come up with sort of like a general ethos that combines all of them. At this point, there are 3 ranks within the Illuminati. So you can have positions within the group. It's not just like we're all just hanging out.
Yeah.
The 3 positions are novice, Minerval, and illuminated Minerval.
Oh.
And so when you come in, you're a novice, and then you like bring in a certain amount of people or funds or something like that. And then
this is a pyramid scheme. This is literally the first pyramid scheme.
It really is.
Go fuck yourselves.
Or you complete some ancient mystical task to prove yourself, and then you go through a secret rite and you become a Minerval. And then Minervals have a set of things that they have to do, which aren't, as far as I can tell, laid out.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, you are promoted to illuminated Minerval, and then you get to know all of the secrets of the Illuminati.
What secrets could they have had?
That's a really good question. What secrets could they have had? They keep being like, the illuminated Minervals know the secrets of the Illuminati.
But it's just a fucking club full of nerds.
Uh-huh. Around this time, though, the mythos of the Illuminati begins to evolve, where they start saying, like, yes, the club just came about, but do you think we came up with all of this ourselves? Obviously, we learned it from somewhere.
Oh, they're perpetuating the myth
to
make their club seem cooler.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what is it and how do I get involved? It's working.
The crux of everything that happens with the Bavarian Illuminati is basically, it's like a combination pyramid scheme shell game and dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Okay.
So, Zwack is recruiting more members. People are coming in as novices, being promoted to Minervals. They were actively seeking Christians of good character. Jews and pagans specifically were excluded. Women were excluded at this point in time, as well as monks and members of other secret societies.
So they started out as being like, we are here for science and we don't want religion running things. And now they are like, Christians only.
Yes, because...
Get rid of those honeys. They're distracting us from the end goal.
So I think the idea there is that they were like, Christians can come in because Christians aren't going to be distracted by their religion. But if you're of a different religion, that's distracting.
To us.
Yeah. The Christians.
Yeah. So the Illuminati is just a Christian society.
In many ways. It is supposed to be an a-religious society that just happens to be Christian.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
I know. Also, members of other secret societies were not welcomed, which is a hilarious concept to me of being like, hey, you in a secret society?
Yeah.
You can't lie.
Okay.
You're not allowed.
Uh-oh.
You have to tell us if you're in a secret society.
I am not supposed to say anything, but I am in a fight club. Then you're not invited.
It also says verbatim in the Wikipedia article, favored candidates were rich, docile, willing to learn, and aged 18 to 30.
This is actually my dating profile. These are all the lists of requirements in order to date me. So, excellent.
Rich, docile, willing to learn, and aged 18 to 30.
Yeah, I'm willing to date me. No uggos, oldies, or pores.
Weishaupt, meanwhile, in order to... This group of people is rapidly growing, and in order to maintain his control over them, part of the rites of initiation into the Illuminati becomes that you have to tell them something about yourself that would destroy you if it came out.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need to know a secret about everyone. And then if you guys tell a secret about me, then I'll tell everyone your secret.
This is the tenets of Scientology. This is how the Scientologists keep their fucking members. So they do that fucking weirdo lie detector thing where they film all their deepest, darkest secrets.
Yes.
This is evil.
Yeah. As part of, your initiation, you had to, become one with your brothers by telling them all of your secrets.
And by making out a little.
Maybe.
And letting them take pictures.
Maybe.
I bet you anything that's what happened. You think
They
they all
didn't
fucked each other?
They
His
didn't
name was
have
Spartacus.
cameras.
Of course they all fucked each other.
I think it's likely that they all fucked each other, but...
What else? Why else would they be making a secret society where women are excluded? They're all fucking each other.
For the government, Janie.
Okay, Spartacus. You're not fooling anyone. Just love each other. You're fine.
In addition to the information that initiants freely provided, Weishaupt also developed a system of mutual espionage where people were
spying on each other.
And also he was like, you have to tell me if someone else tells you a secret that I don't know, kind of thing. Or if someone writes you a letter and they're like, I don't think I am actually so sure about this Illuminati thing. You have to tell me.
Yeah.
So I can ruin their life.
Yeah. I dare you don't want to be in my club.
Yeah. He also establishes a ruling council of the Illuminati called the Areopagus, which is a group of his besties who he trusts with his life. The girls, if you will.
Except not the girls.
Not the girls. The girls who are men.
The girls who are boys. Huh.
The girls.
Okay.
Weishaupt then decides, he's like, you know what, we're kind of making this up as we go along, and people are starting to notice a little bit. They're like, we're not sure what this society is all about. And he's like, you know who's been doing it really good since the very beginning? The Freemasons.
Okay. I don't know anything about the Freemasons either.
Really good news. I'm going to tell you a lot about the Freemasons.
Max, thank you for anticipating my ignorance.
Not much is known about the Freemasons.
Whew.
Because there are a lot of effectively myths that the Freemasons have told about where the Freemasons are from.
Okay.
The prevailing idea is that the Freemasons started in the 14th century as a guild of stonemasons that regulated qualifications of stonemasons and their authorities and clients. So they were a union, effectively, of stonemasons.
Cool.
And they were like, this is how, we need to be treated because the job that we do is dangerous. These are the rules that we should all adhere to. It was effectively
these
a
are
union.
the prices. Cool. There are
cool in concept.
Cool in the beginning stage.
Yes.
Also, every single, if you go through any cemetery, I think especially here in the South,
Oh, yeah.
there are a ton of Freemason symbols on all of the graves. So you can tell who was a Freemason at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other secret secondary thesis of this is that the Freemasons are fucking terrifying.
Okay.
Everything that people think the Illuminati is doing, the Freemasons are actually doing, and it is proven.
Okay, so they're not stonemasons anymore.
No, they're not stonemasons anymore. But they started off as a guild of stonemasons, right? And they unionized, and they were like, this is how we want the stonemasons to be treated. This is our rules for operation so that nobody gets hurt, and we are all paid a fair wage for the dangerous work that we do. However, because they were one of the, to my understanding, because they were one of the earlier groups of professions that created a union, they quickly became one of the more wealthy professions because they were able to, they had like the strength of union behind them.
Yeah.
They were able to actually make demands of their employers and have them met. So they quickly became a group of wealthy men because there weren't any female stonemasons.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of stuff of like, okay, but who's the leader of us? And they were like, okay, well, obviously it can't just be one of us. And like, maybe we should all be a little bit the leader. And over
Guys, we're all white and have penises. Why can't we share the power? Whip them out, boys. Let's shake on it. And they all just start shaking their dicks.
But basically, it became a thing where the hierarchy within the Masons became more important than the actual stonemasonry. And a lot of them like retired and they were like, I don't want to leave my club.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, like,
Yeah.
it became something that like transcended the original purpose of stonemasonry. It was also something where it was like, okay, this guy's not a stonemason, but he, you know, he's cool. Like he can come hang out at our parties and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. So it quickly grew beyond being a stonemasons guild and into being a social club for the
Okay.
boys.
Yeah, for the boys.
For the boys.
For the...
This is kind of the origin of the Freemasons. Hard to say whether that's true or not. It's the most likely to be true of all the things that they've put forward.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Since the middle of the 19th century, though, the 1800s, the Masons have been coming forth with a series of documents known as the Old Charges, which are the supposed history and tenets of the Masons. Some of them are actually old documents. A lot of them are quote-unquote old documents where they're like, this has always been around and it's just been a secret until now. And they basically like set out what the Freemasons are about. This is just a quote from the Wikipedia article again. Alluding to the membership of a lodge of operative Masons, they relate it to a mythologized history of the craft, the duties of its grades, and the manner in which oaths of fidelity are to be taken on joining. The 15th century also sees the first evidence of ceremonial regalia. So they were like, if I'm going to hang out with my boys, we should all wear matching outfits.
Gotta have club jackets.
Yeah, you gotta have club jackets.
It's not a very secret society if you're wearing a club jacket. But okay.
Well, they only wear the club jacket in the club. It's a secret.
Okay.
But they're all matching.
And you're also putting your symbol. Okay, anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I just feel like I would be better at running a secret society. You guys don't even know the secret clubs I'm a part of. It's the Illuminati. Damn it.
No.
I'm so sorry.
So the Old Charges, these like ancient documents, establish like the structure of a lodge, which is it's a localized group of people within the overarching Freemasons. So there is usually like a grand lodge that controls a region, and then there are other lodges within that all kind of answer to the grand lodge.
Yeah.
But one of the really big things about Freemasonry is the idea that this is the most male thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. They're like, yes, we are all together. We are brothers in arms, but we don't tell each other what to do. So technically, the Grand Lodge they can decide stuff, and then the lodges under them can decide whether or not they want to listen. But none of them is giving the other ones rules. So they're all actually their own thing, and they're just deciding to hang out, and they don't care about what anyone else thinks, unless they do.
This sounds a little bit like how Vin Diesel runs the Fast and Furious franchise.
It really does.
Right?
So none of the lodges are technically like mutually independent or mutually dependent. They don't technically answer to like the Grand Lodge, and the Grand Lodge doesn't technically answer to like the global Grand Lodge or anything like that. They're all technically their own institutions that are separate from each other, but just happen to interact and care what the other ones think.
Okay.
But nobody's in charge because that wouldn't be fair.
And not very manly to take orders from another man.
Yeah. What are you, gay?
Ew. Never. We do kiss a little, but that's just because of our roots.
What are we going to do? Kiss women?
Roman mythology. Come here, Spartacus. Lay one on me.
A lot of the quote unquote ideology of the Freemasons comes from the Regius poem, which is the only part of the old charges that is actually in verse. And it basically establishes that there are several liberal arts, 7 of them, in fact: logic, grammar, rhetoric, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. Of those, geometry is tantamount. Or paramount. The other one. Of those, geometry is paramount. That is the most important of the arts. And they all love geometry so much. Hence the shapes. It tells like the story of how geometry created masonry, and then like how masonry was brought to the British Isles by a king, and it was like holy destiny, and this whole very much mythologizing the idea of being a stonemason, and then mythologizing beyond that to the point of being like, isn't society just a big rock?
Wow.
And aren't we whittling it away?
Do you think Ed Sheeran is a Freemason then instead of an Illuminati?
Hard
because
to say.
of his song Shape of You.
Hard to say. They're all about shapes.
Yeah.
Both of them.
He's all about shapes. Guillermo del Toro with The Shape of Water. You think he's a Freemason?
I think that is him coming out against the Illuminati.
Ooh. Illuminati's about the shapes? Or the Freemasons?
Both.
Oh. So
But-
you think it's a Freemason against the Illuminati?
No, I think he's saying neither, because the shape of water isn't a shape. And he's like, fuck shapes. And they're like, we love shapes.
Except that the shape of water will just fill up
I'm
the
gonna keep
space
going.
that it's in. Damn it, Max.
The Hallowell manuscript, otherwise known as the Regius poem, describes how Euclid counterfeited geometry and called it masonry for the enjoyment of the children of the nobility in ancient Egypt. They're like, that's where geometry came from. And also now we have this incredible way of thinking that only we understand because we're masons. I'm going to read another section from this. Within the Regius poem, there are 15 articles for the master concerning both moral behavior, for example, do not harbor thieves, do not take bribes, and attend church regularly, and the operation of work on a building site, which is do not make your masons labor at night, teach apprentices properly, do not take on jobs that you cannot do, and so on. These 15 points for craftsmen follow a similar pattern. Warnings of punishment for those breaking the ordinances are followed by provision for annual assemblies. And then there follows a legend of the 4 crowned martyrs, a series of moral aphorisms, and finally a blessing. So they're like, okay, you cannot do masonry at night. Don't send your apprentice to do masonry unless they're properly trained.
Yeah.
Go to church. It's like, some of these things aren't.
So 2 of those things are pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of the
Like,
the stuff
hey,
that they have to
have
say about
normal
actual
work
masonry.
hours.
Yeah, I'm like, hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, don't be working at night. First of all, it's dangerous. Also, you need to have a work-life balance. Also, train your apprentices correctly so that
And
they
also-
can do the job correctly and they can make a living on their own and you're not sending out shoddy workers.
And also, Euclid has ascended to being a planetary being, and he controls us all through the power of sight, light, and motion.
All hail Euclid.
I don't know if that's actually a belief. I made all
All
of that up.
hail Euclid. Euclid.
So that's just like a general overview of the beliefs of Freemasonry at its inception.
Yeah.
Important thing to know, though, is that the unit of Freemasonry is like a lodge, and then there are lodges that rule over them, and then there's a supposedly even grander lodges that rule over them.
Okay. So at this point in time, in the story that you're telling, the Illuminati and the Freemasons are operating at the same time.
Yes.
And the Freemasons are like the big one that has been around since
Yes.
the 1500s or 15th century. And then the Illuminati is
14th.
just trying to get
Yes.
started.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, also, this isn't pertinent, but I did want to say this. Every Masonic lodge has a master, capital M, 2 wardens, a treasurer, and a secretary. There's also always a Tyler.
Oh, you gotta have a Tyler.
You gotta have a Tyler.
18 to 30, docile, rich.
There's also always a Tyler, or outer guard, outside the door of a working lodge, who may be paid to secure its privacy. Other offices vary between jurisdictions.
Don't tell Tyler any secrets.
Tyler
He
the bouncer.
cannot keep a secret.
This is the master, these are our wardens, and this is Tyler, he's our bouncer.
Hey guys, Tyler, not now. Okay.
Each Masonic lodge also exists and operates according to ancient principles known as the landmarks of Freemasonry. It's a document, and there are 2 main groups of Freemasonry, right? Modern Freemasonry, anyways. It's split into 2 main groups. Regular Freemasonry, which insists that a volume of scripture be kept open in a working lodge, right?
Okay.
This like document of what the Freemasons are about has to be open in the lodge.
Okay.
And that every member professes belief in a supreme being. So it's like you have to be some kind of deist. You have to believe in a god.
But it doesn't matter which god you believe in?
Unclear.
Okay.
And that no women are allowed. That's regular Freemasonry.
Well, that's straight from Euclid.
Continental Freemasonry, which consists of jurisdictions that have removed some or all of these restrictions. So those are the big three things that separate them, really.
So some of them have beliefs and some of them don't have beliefs.
Some of them don't believe those beliefs. But again, because every single unit is allowed to have its own beliefs and they don't ascribe a like massive overarching ethos to all of Freemasonry beyond what is established in the tenets.
Yeah.
And what's established in the tenets is like,
do what you want.
do what you want. Yeah. So it's just continental Freemasonry doesn't ascribe to those specific rules that regular Freemasonry does.
Wild.
It is also worth noting, again, I just want to reread this. Each Masonic lodge exists and operates according to ancient principles known as the landmarks of Freemasonry, which elude any universally accepted definition, which is to say that there is a central document that they're all supposed to adhere to, but it's not about anything.
They're
Really?
not like into labels. So like, please don't try to put them in a box.
Yes. God, it's
unless they themselves made that box, and then that's their box.
You know what? And then they'll go in it if they want to, actually.
Yeah. Because they're men, and they decide.
And they decide.
They're the deciders.
So, let's go back. Weishaupt is like, we got to figure out how to do this better.
Okay.
So, he's had a lot of members who are like, isn't this just the Freemasons? And he's like, no, it's not the Freemasons. We're different.
At this point, it does sound like the Freemasons.
We're doing different stuff.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Says Weishaupt. So he hatches a plan to infiltrate the Freemasons and figure out what their fucking deal is. What makes them tick? Why do people want to be Freemasons?
Oh.
So he joins the Freemasons with very little resistance because he is a wealthy white man.
Yeah.
He is determined to learn the secrets of the Freemasons. But the longer that he's in there, the more he's like, these guys aren't wrong. You know, the thing that we're doing as the Illuminati is pretty similar to what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just we're doing it slightly differently. You know, like they are more religiously inclined. We are more anti-religiously inclined, but we're all respecters of science and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So he decides to create a new identity for the Illuminati, which is as a branch of Freemasonry.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
He rises in the ranks of the Freemasons, never so high that they actually tell him any secrets, but they keep being like, if you just get 100 more gold coins, you'll hear a quarter of a secret.
If you sell 100 more bottles of essential oils, you can maybe be a warden and your own boss.
Hey. But he determines to create this new Illuminati arm of the Freemasons. He is sort of given the lodge of Theodore of the Good Counsel, which is named for Charles Theodore, the Elector of Bavaria, a person in a position of power. They were like, we really want to get this political mind on our side by naming our thing after him so that he will like us.
We're the Teds.
Mm-hmm. Classic Teds. The original leader of the lodge, who was established by the Freemasons, was encouraged by the Illuminati to return to his home in Baden and leave Lodge Theodore to them. And so he did.
Yeah, it sounds like he did it willingly, too.
Uh-huh, super, super willingly. Enter Adolf Knigge.
Oh, I was holding my fucking breath there. It's like, yes.
Adolf Knigge.
Ooh, oh. It's not great, still.
It's not great.
That's not
Knigge. I also didn't look up how to pronounce that, but I'm doing my best.
Let's really hope that that's how you pronounce it.
I don't feel like it can be better than that.
I know.
Anyways, Adolf Knigge is a ranking Freemason. Mm-hmm. He's a young man, and he has a lot of ideas for how to reform the Freemasons. He starts going around to his fellow Masons and being like, hey, what if we started, like, focusing more on, like, how we do things? Like, what about we look at our internal structure, we sort of pivot away from these old-fashioned ideas and towards more new ideas. And he's kind of just talking to everyone about this. Nobody's listening because they are all Freemasons. They're like,
we don't have to listen.
We don't have to listen to you. And also, we're pretty fine and shut up. We don't like you.
Yeah.
But eventually he talks to a man named Costanzo Marchese di Costanzo, George Costanzo, who tells him basically he's like, buddy, I already heard this before. And he's like, how have you heard this before? I haven't talked to you about this. And he's like, oh, are you not with the Illuminati? And he's like, what's the Illuminati? And Costanza's like, oh, they're a group of people who are doing exactly what you're talking about, basically. And he's like, I'm one of them, and it sounds like you should be one of them too. Like, why don't I'll bring you to a meeting? It'll be great. So Adolf Niga joins the Illuminati.
Okay.
He is sort of provisional at the beginning because they're like, he's a Mason. We can't trust him.
Yeah. But they're all technically Masons too.
Yeah. But they're like, he's like a high-ranking Mason. Like, he could be coming in to learn all of our secrets. What secrets, you ask? Unclear.
I feel like they don't have any secrets.
They definitely don't have any secrets.
I feel like they really don't have any secrets. I feel like the things that they said was like things about like affairs and stuff.
Yes. But he does have a lot of connections from being in the Freemasons, right? Okay. So he is a really good way for them to be recruiting members from the Freemasons.
All right.
So Weishaupt is like, hey, you got to start getting us people. We're going to keep you at this lowest level, novice of the organization, until you recruit 100 people or whatever.
Yeah.
And Nia's like, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
And he recruits 100 people. And he's like, great, can I be more stuff now? And Weishaupt is like, you did so good. You recruited those 100 people so good. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is recruit another like 150 people. And then you'll be able to do the ritual that lets you get to the next level. And he's like, okay. So he recruits another 150 people. And then he's like, okay, so I get to go to the next level. And he's like, no, you get to do the ritual. And then after the ritual, you recruit another 100 people.
What
and
the hell?
Then...
being so mean.
Yes. So Niga is recruiting all of these people, right? And all of them most of them are Freemasons that he knows from his being a Mason.
Yeah.
And they're asking him a lot of questions that he doesn't really know the answer to, where they're like, what are the secrets?
Yeah.
How do I get to a position where I know the secrets? Are they different secrets from the Masons? Who's leading the Illuminati? Is it the same as the Masons? What's different? And he can't answer any of these questions because he doesn't know the secrets. He's not allowed to.
Yeah.
So he's just like, listen, that's not for me to know. But, you'll get there, right? Mm-hmm. And it works for a long time until eventually people start realizing that he doesn't know the secrets. And maybe they shouldn't be joining on his idea because he doesn't understand what the thing is about because nobody will tell him.
Yeah, this is on fucking Spartacus.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just fucking promote him.
Yeah. So it becomes very clear at a certain point, like, Niga's not going to be able to recruit anyone else until he knows more. And Niga says that basically to Weishaupt. He's like, I cannot get you any more people until you give me something that I can show them, like, hey, it is possible to advance. These are our goals. And then I will be able to get more people. But like right now, I'm basically a laughing stock because everyone knows that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And Weishaupt sits him down, man to man, and he explains. There's an upper organization of the Illuminati, right? It's a group of people with unknown names, unknown titles, unknown code names. Their purpose is obscured. Nobody knows what it is, but they are the ones who are making all of the calls, who are like calling the shots and deciding what the Illuminati is about. And they're the ones who hold the secrets, and they're the ones who have this like ancient knowledge that the Illuminati possess from antiquity. And Weishaupt sits Niga down and he's like, I'm going to be honest with you, that's not real, but it should be, and it will be soon. We just need your help.
No, don't give him any more help.
So he basically confesses he's like, the upper echelons of the Illuminati that we've all been alluding to don't exist. But all of the things that we've said other than that are true. Like about how we all want to hang out.
Oh, no.
And Niga is like, you know what? That's fine. Because Niga has his own ideas. He has his own ideologies that he wants to promote, and he is now in a really good position to be able to do that. Weishaupt has no alternative but to sort of bring him up to a leadership position, because now he knows this.
I shouldn't be rooting for him as much as I am. I mean, this is not a good organization.
Literally everyone in the story is bad.
But I weirdly am rooting for him. He's done a lot of work.
He finds himself in this leadership position, and Weishaupt is like, don't be mad, okay? He's like, okay, no, this is good for me, because like they actually don't have all that many ideals that are unifying them necessarily. Yeah. And I have ideas for how I want this to run. And so from this position of power, I can like wield a lot of authority and create, like I can shape the Illuminati into what I think it should be in a way that I couldn't with the Freemasons, because the Freemasons were so established and they knew what they were about.
Yeah.
Around this time, Weishaupt, Areopagus, the group of the panel of leaders,
his close friend circle.
start to be a little bit annoyed with Weishaupt because he has all of these ideas, the tenets that the thing was based around, and he refuses to change any of them. And he's like, I'm not changing them. That's what the Illuminati is about.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, but literally all of us disagree, though. So, like, maybe it's not what the Illuminati is about because we're the Illuminati.
Yeah.
So they keep trying to change things. Weishaupt is like, no, this is the original purpose of the thing. And so they start calling him stubborn and inconsistent. They're like, you don't have any leadership potential. It should just be us. You shouldn't get to make any decisions anymore. So now this, like, ruling council is fighting with the founder of the Illuminati. Niga, around this time, is promoted to this position of power, and he steps in as a peacekeeper. He's like, guys, listen, we can't be fighting amongst ourselves. Surely there's a solution that we can come to. He sits down with them, he hears them out. These are the problems that they have. Weishaupt only wants to recruit university students.
Oh, okay. Ooh, this sounds like Facebook.
Yeah.
Remember how Facebook was only for Ivy League colleges?
I did not remember that, but...
This is Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, this whole story is a microcosm of, like, everything that's ever happened in history.
Yeah,
it's
this
so
sounds
funny.
a lot like The Social Network.
Yeah. So Weishaupt only wants to recruit university students, which means that even the Illuminati members who are at, like, higher levels are oftentimes young men who don't have any worldly experience because they're, like, just out of university.
Yeah.
Everyone here is young except for Weishaupt, who is himself a professor. He's the oldest, basically.
Just, sorry, now it's gonna kill me. Facebook also was invite only, and it was only open at first to Ivy League university students, and then other colleges got involved only if they had an invite from somebody from those things. It's very similar.
Yeah, it's a really interesting, like...
That's Mark Zuckerberg, we see you.
The Illuminati, the social network, you know.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
The anti-Jesuit ethos that had originally started the Illuminati also had evolved to be an anti-religious ethos where people were like, yeah, like, I don't have any problem with Jesuits necessarily, but the Catholics or something like that. Not necessarily an exact example, but
yeah.
A lot of the Freemasons, though, are religious. They are specifically Christian.
Of their club.
Which makes it really hard for them to recruit Masons because the Masons are religious, and so they don't want to join a thing where it's like, we are opposed to religious power. Yeah. It also makes it really difficult for them to recruit people who aren't Freemasons because...
Everybody's religious.
Yeah, everybody's either religious or a-religious, and they don't want a-religious people there. So it was basically, they were like, our focus on religion and, like, the various sects of Christianity and also all of those other religions is making it harder for us to grow. So we need to kind of, like, tamp that down. That's not one of our main things anymore. Yeah. They have this conversation and they start to work together again. Not super clear on what exactly changed, but they sat down, they worked it out. Boys. Around this time, though, the Illuminati within the greater spectrum of the Freemasons starts hitting kind of a ceiling. Like, they can't gain any more power because the people within the Freemasons kind of know, like, this is the Illuminati. They want to get more power. They also know that they have a slightly divergent ideology. And so they're like, we're not going to just give them more lodges or anything like that. So no matter what they do, they kind of hit this point where they're like, the Freemasons aren't willing to give them any more power within the Masons, no matter what they do. One of the Illuminati/Masons, Cascenzo, from earlier, he writes a letter to the Masons and he complains. He's like, this is what our lodge paid in fees this year. Yeah. This is what this other lodge paid in fees this year. It's the same. Yeah. This is what they got. Secrets. This is what we got. Fucking nothing. And he was like, I just don't see the point in us continuing to pay our dues if you're not going to give us anything for it. Yeah. And so the leaders of the Masons were like, all right, you're right. You know, we've been fucking around. The Masons tell him to have the Illuminati send a representative to Berlin, where the Grand Lodge of the Masons is in Germany, and the Masons will confer upon this representative the higher secrets of Freemasonry.
Oh, this is what they wanted. Because they want to fucking backstab him. Okay.
So they're like, send a representative, we'll tell him the really big secrets, and then he can come back and help you guys to, like, understand our ideas while not exposing the secrets, right? Yeah. But just so that you know you can trust us, like, he'll know. Okay. So Costanzo decides that that's him. He sets off. He takes a carriage to Berlin. Yeah. En route, though, in the carriage, he gets into a fight with a Frenchman over a lady who's in the carriage with them. What? Unclear what
They're in
happened
like
there.
an Uber pool?
Yeah. What
the hell?
Uber pool to the Masons in Berlin. He gets into a fight with his Frenchman after also presumably bragging about how he's in the Illuminati and the Freemasons. And the Frenchman sends a messenger ahead on their route with word to Berlin that Costanzo is a spy. And he's like, he's going to go to the Masons and then like spill all of their secrets.
Damn, they were... Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So as soon as Costanza gets to Berlin, he is arrested as a spy.
Oh, fuck.
The only way that he got out of prison is because the Grand Master of Royal York of that like central lodge helped him get out of prison and was like, I know that you're not a spy. But he did expel him from Freemasonry and also Bavaria or Germany, Prussia. Expelled from Prussia, having accomplished nothing. So he's like, not only am I not going to tell you the secrets, but also you have to get out.
I want that on my tombstone. Janie Rabideau, expelled from Prussia, accomplished nothing. Everyone's like, how old was she? Prussia? What do you mean?
But also that seems very convenient to me that they were like, you can send one guy, and then on the way there he like got into a fight and then went to jail, and then they had to kick him out, and it was like, yeah, very convenient.
Yeah.
In terms of like spycraft. So that kind of goes nowhere.
Okay.
Niga, meanwhile, is hard at work. He's trying to establish a new hierarchy within the Illuminati. He's like, what we've got to do here is get some structure. We've just got to put everything in a structure, and then it'll be
structured.
Yeah. So he is working on a new structure for the Illuminati.
It's like, here's the structure. It's wide at the bottom, and it's thin at the top.
It literally is.
It makes a triangle.
It literally is.
Well, that's the structure.
I'm going to tell you about the structure that Niga puts forward.
Okay.
His ideas about the Illuminati, also at this point it becomes very clear that most of his ideologies about what they should be about is that there should be more weird rituals and costumes and titles.
He's right.
And code names.
What's the fucking point of a secret society without code names, costumes, and rituals?
Great. But that's literally his whole thing.
Yeah. He's like, let's make this bitch more fun. Also, bring the honeys back.
So the hierarchy that he puts forward, class 1, is called the nursery. It's the novitiate, the novices, the Minerval, and the Illuminatus Minor. So those 3 ranks are in class 1, which is the lowest.
Minervals got fucking demoted.
Yeah. So what happened, as far as I understand, what happened is basically, are you familiar with the term power creep?
I mean, is that similar to a power bottom?
No.
Okay, then no.
An example, the Flash. His superpower is that he's really fast.
Yeah.
But his superpower keeps getting cooler because they keep finding new things that they can do with it. So it's like, oh, the Flash is really fast, which means that he can
manipulate time.
Manipulate time effectively. Like it gets to that point where it's like, the more you follow something through to its conclusion, the more sort of ridiculous and overblown it gets.
This is the point of Fast and Furious.
Yes.
This is why
Fast and Furious is a great example of power creep.
This is why I like the franchise so much, guys. Nobody understands it. Power creep is a great fucking word for it.
Yes. The idea that in order to continue escalating the stakes of a story, people have to keep getting better and better and better at what they do and have more like range
until they are essentially superheroes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. Really great example of power creep is the fact that in the first movie they are trying to steal DVD VHS players, and then towards the end they're fighting a cyborg,
Idris Elba as a cyborg. That's Hobbs and Shaw. That's not even the end.
That's like the late middle.
In 9 they go to space. They fly a car in space. Guys, the franchise is untouchable.
Power creep.
Power creep.
So in this case, though, like the Minervals are like, they were the 2nd level. And that was really high when there were 3 levels. But then once people got to the 3rd level, in order to keep them interested, they made more levels above that were better. And they were like, we didn't tell people who are below level 3 about this, but there's actually 3 more levels.
Whoa.
And then once you get to the 6th level, they're like, okay, now that you're at the 6th level, we can tell you about the secret 7th level. And then they're like, now that you're a 7th level, here's the thing. 7.5 is going to blow your fucking mind. Woo. So it's all of this. So the Minervals are like a lower hierarchy in this class at this point because they keep adding more like layers on top of it.
Yeah.
Class 2 is the Masonic grades.
Okay.
The 3 Blue Lodge grades of Apprentice, Companion, and Master, which comes from the structure of the Freemasons. which are separated from the higher Scottish grades of Scottish Novice and Scottish Knight. I don't know what any of those fucking things mean, but they all come from Freemasons, and they're like, I think it's so that people can come over from the Freemasons without having to start at a different rank.
You don't have to start at the bottom again. Your credits will transfer.
Exactly.
University.
Yeah. Class 3 is the mysteries. The lesser mysteries were the grades of priest and prince.
I was going to say, these are religious.
Yeah. This is fully religious now.
Yes. This is they're just making a cult now.
Yes. Followed by the greater mysteries in the grades of mage and king.
Mm-hmm.
It is unlikely that the rituals for greater mysteries were ever written, because nobody was ever promoted to king. It was just something that everyone was supposed to aspire to.
Everybody wants to be king, but if everybody's a king, no one is.
Yeah, so there's nobody who actually... So I love the amount of shade in the Wikipedia article is truly spectacular. It's something to see. But they're like... They're like, okay, so above the princes and the priests is the mages and the kings, right? And that's the secret, that's the penthouse of all of this. But there's no evidence that anyone ever attained that level. And in fact, it was thought to be designed so that no one could ever reach that level. So they never even wrote the rituals for initiation for those levels, because why the fuck would they?
Yeah.
So this is Niga's new structure for the Illuminati. Around this time, Weishaupt is like, I don't know what the fuck this is about anymore. I was hanging with my students. We had some ideas. Now this is becoming the Freemasons part 2.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily want to be a part of that. So he offers a split.
Yeah.
He says, we can have the traditionalist Freemasons, all of the people who were recruited by Niga and brought over, who want to change things within the structure of Freemasons, and who, want that Masonic structure.
Yeah.
They can stay where they are. They can keep Lodge Theodore, and Weishaupt and his Illuminati will go their own way. They're going to go establish their own thing, and it'll be separate. And everyone's cool. It's all cool. Right?
Okay.
However, before anyone can decide whether they want to take that, something crazy happens.
What year is it? Do we know?
I don't know. I didn't write it down.
Okay.
But Lodge Theodore, rather than choosing one or the other, decides to split from the Masons.
Oh.
Their complaint is that the Masons in Munich, this Lodge Theodore, believed that the Masons in Berlin, who they were answering to, didn't respect them. They were like, we're not getting the secrets, like Costanza was saying.
Yeah.
They're like, we aren't getting the things that we are guaranteed as Masons. We are supposed to have a certain amount of power, and we're not getting it. You're not respecting us. You don't like us. They also specifically point out, they're like, the French lodges that you guys are like, no, the French Revolution is coming and we hate Voltaire, but they're getting a ton of stuff and we're here and we're doing great and you're not giving us anything.
What stuff? What stuff? I feel like nobody's getting stuff. I don't think there's stuff to give.
I don't think there is either.
I think that the other people are like, yeah, we got all this stuff. Don't worry about it.
100%. That is absolutely the case.
Nobody asked about it. Our stuff's in Canada with our girlfriends.
But the quote is, the Munich Masons now suspected that their brethren in Berlin relied on the mystical French higher grades, which they sought to avoid. Where they're like, oh, so now you guys are a bunch of fucking liberals and you love the French. Great. Also around the same time, the Order of Strict Observance, which is a group within the Masons, they are very traditional Masons. They're like, these are the things that we have to do. These are the specific rituals that we have to do and everything. They're undergoing kind of a schism. There are two main groups within it. There's the German mystics under Duke Ferdinand of Brunswick-Wolfenbüttel and Prince Charles of Hesse-Kassel.
Wolfenbüttel and...
Wolfenbüttel, umlaut.
Wolfenbüttel and Hesse-Kassel. Fucking great.
And the Martinists under Jean-Baptiste Willermoz.
Willard Mouse?
Willermoz.
I love these guys.
Willarnet. This group, the Order of Strict Observance, had a group of policies called the Rite of Strict Observance that specifically appealed to German national pride, which was a huge thing. It was specifically a German order. And it also attracted non-nobility. It had an order of leaders of its own, secret, shadowy group of people over the Order of Strict Observance called the Unknown Superiors.
Okay.
That they were answering to, and so that means that they were right, because it came down from the Unknown Superiors. Are you going to tell the Unknown Superiors that you were wrong? Because you can't, because you can find them.
Shady as fuck.
They're in Canada.
With my girlfriend.
The strict observance, though, really wanted to reform Masonry, specifically wanted to cut out all of the occult, mystical parts that had become a part of the Freemasons, where they were like doing all these weird rites and they were like alchemy and stuff like that. And the Order of Strict Observance is like, we're not about that shit. Like, we're religious. We don't want to be associated with like wizards and shit.
Yeah.
Also, they wanted to establish more cohesion and homogeneity across the Masons, where it was like everyone's kind of doing their own thing and we're all Masons, and they were like, that doesn't make sense.
We should all be doing the same thing if
at
we're all
least
part of the same
similar
organization.
things. Yeah.
And again, it's not that I'm agreeing with any of this, but they're right. It's weird to be like, no, I'm part of this, but we have different rules.
So here's what I think about that.
Okay.
They want them to establish a strict set of rules for what groups of Masons have to adhere to.
Yeah.
Because the Masons all, on their own, adhere to the same kind of thing. They're all like capitalist Christian white men.
Yeah.
Kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They disagree about the way to go about it, but all of them have basically the same goals. I think that the reason why the Order of Strict Observance wanted to establish a set of rules for what you had to be if you were a Mason is so that they could kick people out for not being that.
So they were like, we want to be more exclusive. We need to start like culling the herd.
Basically, I think that that's the intention.
That makes sense. It makes sense that they would think that. It doesn't make sense to do.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not a Freemason. I'm also not a wealthy white man. I'm actually none of those three things. Yeah. So, like, get off my fucking dick.
This isn't anything about their beliefs.
Okay.
The Order of Strict Observance is about their beliefs and the way that they think that the Masonic orders should be governed, but specifically the schism between the German mystics, the Martinists, and these other kind of offshoots is about how they are organized, what their titles are. Not about anything about like what they do or care about or think, just specifically how they're organized and who gets to be in charge of who. So during this schism, right, there are the German mystics, the Martinists, and then there are a couple of sort of offshoots. There's a man named Johann Joachim Christoph Bode, who is horrified by Martinism. He's like, what they're doing is awful. And they're like, okay, what would you do? And he's like, I don't know, not that. So he's just there to be like, ew, not that though. Yeah. And then Franz Dietrich von Dittfurth, who is a member of the Illuminati, who kind of recognizes an opportunity. He campaigns for a return to the original Freemasonry, where he's like, we should go back to just the 3 original main tenets that we had or whatever. It's like Warden, Master, and something, I think.
Okay.
So he sees an opportunity and he brings Niga in and he's like, this is an opportunity for the Illuminati to gain some power within the Freemasons. Niga puts forward the Illuminati as basically a third option, where he's like, you don't want to be a Martinist? You don't want to be a German mystic? Try the Illuminati. Niga tries to use this schism within the strict observance to sort of unite the Illuminati with the strict observance and be like, hey, we all want the same thing, and now we are a controlling force in the Freemasons. Yeah. Weishaupt, the other main leader of the Illuminati at this point,
Spartacus.
Yeah, sees, quote, no point in uniting with a dying order, where he's like, they are tearing themselves apart and we don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So instead, he's like, we should be recruiting the people who are mad about this, because one of the things that they're mad about is that the Masons have established a new order called the Order of Templars, which is religious, and a lot of people are mad about that. Yeah. So we should be finding the people who are mad about that and recruiting them to be Illuminati. We shouldn't be taking part in this. We should be taking advantage of this, right? Yeah. So there's this huge meeting of the minds, the Covenant of Wilhelmsbad. Everybody's arguing over the structure of within the Masons and everything like that, how many higher orders there are, who can be in them, the associated rights. They're like, okay, I want to be this, but I really don't want to like eat a worm. Do I have to? And they're like, yes, you have to. We all had to. And they're like, okay, but I don't want to. Yeah. Do I still have to? What if I do other stuff instead? And they're like, no, you can't. So they're all arguing about like what the rights are that establish you as part of a specific order, and like what the title of those orders are and what the hierarchy is within the orders. And they're like, well, I want to be his boss. So, I mean, he can't be my boss. That's not allowed. And it's like, no, but you're at the same level. And it's like, okay, we're at the same level, but I'm his boss, right? So Dittfurth is like, hey, listen, we all want to be a part of like a higher order within the Masons. What if we go back to the 3 original groups, and then we also make a 4th group of all the people who are above those 3 groups, and they all have the same amount of power and whatever title they want, basically.
Nobody's getting paid to be in this group. That means nobody gets to be the boss.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Everyone's like, Dittfurth, that's stupid. and you're stupid and we hate you. And he's like, okay, I'm realizing actually that this might be dumb. This whole thing might be dumb and I'm leaving. And he left and wrote to the main structure of the Masons and was like, they're arguing over this thing and it's fucking stupid and you guys should disavow everyone involved.
Oh,
so basically
shit.
when he goes and tells mom.
He tattled.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after the assembly, so many concessions are made between people that effectively they all resolve to not change anything. The quote from the Wikipedia article is, finally, in an effort to show that something had been achieved, the convent regulated at length on etiquette, titles, and a new numbering for the provinces. So they were like, okay, we're just going to change some stuff around that nobody cares about, and then it'll be like, we did something.
It's like fucking slapping a new coat of paint on a burned building.
Exactly like that.
Good lord.
Because the Covenant of Wilhelmsbad had no real effects, the Order of Strict Observance basically falls apart because everybody's unhappy.
Can I ask you, at this point, has anybody been promoted to actual governmental power?
Many people are in government positions.
Yeah, but like...
most of them are in government positions before they join the Illuminati.
Yeah, like they came in already in those things, but like, wasn't the whole thing with fucking Spartacus and Ajax is that they were like, we're gonna one day be in positions of power. The fact that we haven't had like a story of him like becoming a governor in real life is fucking wild.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Hello?
So the strict observance falls apart because the traditionalists are like, well, like you are keeping things the way that we don't like it. And then the people who are like more progressive are like, well, you didn't change anything. You just want to be. And so everyone loses faith in the strict observance as an order and it falls apart. Mm-hmm. The Illuminati takes some of the refugees of the Order of Strict Observance and everything and continues to grow. One of the things that the Illuminati promises is that at higher ranks, there are secrets. Check. Alchemy. Check. Decadence.
Oh.
Check. High society. Check. Secret rites. Check. Mysticism. Check. And wealth. Check.
A couple of those things are the same things.
Uh-huh.
So, like, take away a couple of those checks. Let's condense this list.
Meanwhile, though, there is no evidence that they ever had any of those things.
The people individually already had all of those things. Mm-hmm. They came in with the knowledge and the money and the high society and the status.
But what if there's a higher society that they don't know about? What if everyone's talking about it behind their back, Janie?
They're not getting wealth. They're bringing wealth.
They're, if anything, losing wealth.
They're definitely not fucking making money, hanging out,
no, they're so distracted
arguing.
Fighting with the boys.
Ah, the boys. That's why boys shouldn't be allowed to do anything together. Gotta have a girl in there to tell them, guys, this is stupid.
Okay. So, at this point, the Illuminati has become a significant force, and they do have a lot of members who are members of high society, who are in positions of political power. Mm-hmm. Whether the Illuminati helped them get there or not is a question of some speculation, especially because the Illuminati is like, yeah, we got them there. And the people are like, no, I got me here. And then I joined the Illuminati and they're like, sure, wink. But 1784 is one of the times that we have like an earmark of how many verifiable members of the Illuminati there are. Okay. So I want you to give me a lower limit and a higher limit on how many members you think were in the Illuminati in 1784.
Okay, 1784, I could see the lower limit being 50.
Okay.
50 people. And I guess the higher limit being 500 across the board.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, only because if everybody is just, if you only could have gotten there by recruiting a bunch of people, then everybody, that's going to add up eventually. And also, once then word gets out that all these people who are very powerful are in there, then everybody's going to want to join, even if it's stupid.
The numbers are higher, actually.
Okay.
The Illuminati has spread at this point beyond Munich and into other large cities. Again, it's exactly as you said, like people in power are telling their other friends who are in power, oh, I'm in this secret society of powerful people. You should join it. Mm-hmm. So you get more and more powerful people to join the secret society because they don't want to miss out.
Okay.
In 1784, there are 650 verifiable members of the Illuminati.
Okay.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Of course, the leaders of the Illuminati claim that there are 2,500.
No.
So it's somewhere in between there.
It's 650.
Yeah. So I have a list here of the people who are like verified, quote unquote, verified Illuminati. And it's a lot. I won't go through it, but you can see a lot of like blue links on Wikipedia where I copy and pasted it.
Yeah.
People in positions of power and everything like that. But even those people were like No, I'm not part of the Illuminati, unless you're part of the Illuminati.
You want to kiss a little?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So at its largest, at this point, it consisted of somewhere between 650 and 2,500 members, probably. Because also there are people who were probably part of the Illuminati, didn't want to be counted as part of the Illuminati, people who weren't a part of the Illuminati who wanted to be counted as part of the Illuminati. So it's like, it's really hard to get an accurate estimation, but somewhere between 650 and 2,500 people.
Okay. What I don't get, what I guess is kind of bothering me is that before knowing anything about the Illuminati, I was like, if there's a group of people getting together, you would think the story would be more about what policies they actually changed in the world. And instead, it's just about them fighting and trying to get more buds. Like, what the fuck?
Or less buds. If the buds that they have
some people wanted more buds and some people wanted less buds.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no. Then now there's two sects of the Illuminati. One of us want more buds and the other one don't want as many buds. You take our buds, we don't want them anymore. And somebody else is like, but I was part of those buds. You don't want me? Well, then shit, a third part of the Illuminati.
Yes.
They're not as interesting as I thought they were. I thought this would be like, and then they killed Princess Margaret. Like, I don't know. I don't know why I brought Princess Margaret out there, guys. Please don't. That was just a fucking name in my head.
Yes. Absolutely. I also was surprised at that, and I do want to talk about it.
Okay.
We have a little bit more to go before we get to the fall of the Illuminati. Just a little bit more, and then I'll talk about that.
Okay.
So, pretty much big deal. Like, at least 650 people in the Illuminati. That's a pretty significant amount of people, especially when a lot of them are in positions of power.
How do we know all this? Who's fucking tattling on the Illuminati?
There was someone who was in the Illuminati and then wrote a book about it. A tell-all.
Wow, expose.
Yeah, which I think is also hilarious. All of this feels like reality TV to me.
It does feel like reality TV.
It's hilarious.
It feels like a Survivor.
Yeah.
Like a shoot off of the TV show Survivor.
Offshoot.
Shoot off.
Pew, 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 pew.
Nobody's even fucking dying so far. I thought there'd be more death and sex. Because I'm just wanting a cult.
They're honestly a terrible excuse for a cult. They're doing so poorly.
Terrible excuse for a cult. Scientology at least is evil. They're just fucking stupid.
And boring.
Just a little bit boring.
They're all just in their fucking sandbox being like, no, I'm the king. And it's like, okay, you can be the king, but I'm the emperor of kings. And it's like, okay, well then I'm the lord of the emperors.
Usually when like rich white men get together, at least they're doing something terrible. And it's fun to fucking talk about.
I mean, they could have been doing terrible things, but there's no record
I'm sure
of like...
there could have been. Bring back the naughty and nice ladies. We didn't even get to hear... We didn't get to see them be anything.
Janie, no girls allowed.
There used to be. Whoa. What are the naughty and nice ladies doing? Do you think
I don't think that there ever
group?
were naughty and nice ladies. I think he was just like, we should get some ladies up in here, and some of them should be naughty, and some of them should be nice. And they're all like, yeah. And I don't think they ever successfully recruited any women, which I also think is hilarious.
The Illuminatis. That's what they'll call themselves.
Pretty good. So the Illuminati is getting pretty big and pretty influential at this point.
I just realized there's a break in this story where I rant about not being entertained enough by the Illuminati. Fucking kill someone! Spartacus!
Seriously.
He's a fucking disgrace to the name. He needs a different code name.
Yeah. So they're getting pretty big. And even within the Freemasons, like, they are a force to be contended with. Mm-hmm. But there's still a secret.
Oh.
Because...
Are we gonna learn?
Weishaupt is like, we're doing really good, and we should keep doing what we're doing, but there are other people in the Freemasons who are doing better than us. Mm-hmm. And if they find out how good we're doing, they're going to destroy us.
How?
So nobody talk about being in the Illuminati, okay? And then people start talking about being in the Illuminati.
I mean, that was already
the rule. And
word
gets back to the Rosicrucians.
Who's the Rosicrucians?
The Rosicrucians are a group within the Freemasons.
This is a great fucking name.
Yeah.
I got hope for this name.
They're a sect of thought within German Freemasonry. They are Protestant. They are pro-clerical. They are pro-monarchic. And they are mysticists. So...
Okay.
And they have a lot of power within the German Freemasons. Mm-hmm. Enough power that they could very easily squish this Illuminati movement.
How so? How? Fucking explain it to me.
They're wizards, Janie.
What do you mean squish? Do you mean
squish?
They're just like, let's fucking talk them to death.
Yes.
Ugh.
That's how politics is, Janie.
Well, it should be more interesting. Hunger Games. Illuminati. Make the Illuminati's children fight each other to the death. I'm just spitballing here. This could be better.
So, as much as Weishaupt tries to keep word of the Illuminati from getting back to the Rosicrucians, they find out because a bunch of people try to recruit Rosicrucians to be part of the Illuminati, to the point that the Rosicrucians can't be like, no, like, we're not sure that they exist. They have to be like, yeah, they exist. There's like too much evidence for us to continue to pretend that they
also,
don't
they're
exist.
Really bad about keeping the secret society
they're terrible
secret.
at keeping it a secret. So the Rosicrucians acknowledge the existence of the Illuminati. Mm-hmm. They like shine the spotlight of the law on them, and they're like, hey, we know you exist now. And the Illuminati runs scared. They all fucking scatter. Yeah. They are terrified of the Rosicrucians. The leader of the Rosicrucians, a man named Johann Christoph von Wellner, he has a special room that he takes people to recruit them, where he does magic.
What?
He's like, you can come in this room and we'll show you all of the Rosicrucian magic that we can do because we're magical.
It's just another Fox sister scheme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's how he gets more Rosicrucians, is that he takes them to the magic room and then they come out and they're like, we're Rosicrucians now.
He knew my card. You don't understand. He knew my card.
He pulled a mark out of my ear.
Guys, you don't want to know what this guy can do to a rabbit.
I really don't want to know.
I have to be part of this club. That's hilarious.
So they use this idea of mysticism within the group to both encourage people to join and also to discourage people from leaving, because they're like, I'm a wizard.
Yeah, I got magic.
You don't want me on your bad side, bitch.
They make such a good point. I don't want them on my bad side, bitch.
So the Rosicrucians start a campaign against the Illuminati. They accuse the Illuminati of being atheists, which is opposed to what the Freemasons are about. They accuse the Illuminati of being liberals, who are spreading the word of Voltaire. The French Revolution, again, is just in its, like, bubblings, and they're like, they are fucking liberals, and they love the French, actually. And all the Freemasons are like, boo!
Ew!
The French!
Nothing has changed.
The Rosicrucians are like, the Illuminati seek to undermine Christianity, and they want to turn Freemasonry into a political system. So they're like, in this to destroy religion, the thing that we all care about so much. We don't care about our titles or who gets to be in whose club. Obviously, we care about religion. We're either for or against it. So,
wait, we're either for... No, you're for it. What do you mean you're either for or against? Get your shit together, Freemasons.
Well, the thing with the Freemasons is they're either for or against religion.
God, they're either here or they're not here.
If you'll remember...
They either came to the meeting or they stayed at home today.
If you'll remember, the Freemasons specifically were like, hey, we need to make this like a secular craft that has rules outside of... The same with the Illuminati. They started in the same way of being like, we need to be separate from religion and make rules that aren't dependent on religion. And then in themselves became cults who are, again, it's like you have to be a Christian, but you can't be more of a Christian than a Freemason. You have to be mostly Freemason and a little bit Christian and nothing else.
You know, I'm an excellent weaver. Get out, Jerry.
No one cares about your fucking crochet, Jerry.
Oh.
So the Rosicrucians start this whisper campaign against the Illuminati, and it is very successful because the Rosicrucians are very powerful. The Illuminati are officially disavowed as part of the Freemasons in November of 1784.
Okay, but that doesn't mean the end of the Illuminati. It just means they're no longer associated with the Freemasons.
The Freemasons are like, they're not us. And the Illuminati are like, we're the real Freemasons. And the Freemasons are like, no, you're not. We're the real Freemasons. And then there's a whole bunch of fighting about that.
All right.
But they are officially banished from the Freemasons in 1784.
Okay.
They are now left kind of without a structure. Some people leave, some people come. It's like a whole thing, a whole period of restructuring. The Areopagus Council, that the group of homies, is replaced by a Council of Provincials, which is more democratically elected and everything.
Okay, actually that's better.
And invested with absolutely no real power.
Okay.
The Areopagites, the members of the council, keep all of the actual real power of the council because they're still the people who know all of the secrets and who everyone knows. So people still come to them for everything that they have questions about. So they retain all of the actual power with none of the structure.
Yeah.
they continue to have the secret power, and they also start to campaign actively against Weishaupt within the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, he sucks. He's the reason why we got kicked out of the Freemasons, probably. Or if you actually didn't want to be part of the Freemasons, then he did some other stuff that was bad, probably. A quote from the Wikipedia article, Weishaupt responded by privately slandering his perceived enemies, the Areopagus, in letters to his perceived friends. Which just fucking kills me.
My so-called friends.
He's just, fuck, it's just Mean Girls.
It is.
Niga, at this point, everyone's being like, Weishaupt shouldn't be the leader anymore.
Yeah.
And Niga's like,
he's not.
I thought I was the leader.
They're like, who are you?
But the thing is, I mean, he's the one who recruited almost everyone in the Illuminati at this point.
That's true. They all fucking are here because of him.
Absolutely.
He is the leader.
So he is the leader. A quote, Niga had elevated the order from a tiny anti-clerical club to a large organization and felt that his work was under-acknowledged. So he's like, I actually built the Illuminati basically from the ground up. Like,
yes.
I took what you guys were doing and I made it so much better.
And
now we all
brought
have
in
cool robes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we all have cool robes. I'm the one that made the patches. Respect me.
Niga is the one who put forward the grade of priest, right?
Yeah.
Which specifically goes against the anti-clerical purpose of the original Illuminati.
Mm.
So Niga writes a pamphlet about this new grade of priest, and he distributes it with the power of the Illuminati to all of the Illuminati members in other cities and everything, all of the like sub quote unquote lodges within the Illuminati. They're not lodges anymore because they're not Freemasons anymore. They hate the Freemasons now. But
yeah,
all of the groups within the Illuminati get this pamphlet on like how someone becomes a priest and like what the rituals are, like what outfits you have to be wearing and like what everyone has to have for dinner.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Yeah. That was actually the only thing on the pamphlet. Priests. On Wednesday, we wear pink.
Another quote. The consensus among many of the Illuminati, however, was that the ritual was florid and ill-conceived, and the regalia puerile and expensive.
Oh, he was too fancy for the Illuminati.
Yeah. They were like, we're not all going to go buy diamond-studded doublets.
We're not fancy bitches.
Some of us have
class, taste. I'm not going to wear your tacky doublet. Niga's like, I mean, guys, a little flair.
Come on.
For the honeys.
Weishaupt is like, we're not having a grade called priest. We're supposed to be an anti-clerical society. And he demands that Niga rewrite the ritual. Niga responds that the rite has already been circulated. Everyone already knows about it. And he's like, it basically has your signature on it because you put me in the position of power to distribute these pamphlets. So if you say that you don't actually want to do this anymore, it's going to seem like you changed your mind and like you're weak-willed and maybe you don't have an idea what you're doing.
It really does seem like that.
Weishaupt threatens to disavow the priest ritual. He's like, I'm just going to tell everyone that I say, as the leader of the Illuminati, that priest is no longer a rank and that anyone who disagrees is not part of the Illuminati and we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And Niga is like, okay, well then I'll tell everyone about all of the other rituals for every other rank of the Illuminati that I came up with.
Uh-oh, he's going to tell all the secrets.
Yeah, he's going to be like, I'm going to tell everyone exactly how much of this I fabricated for you. All of this stuff that you've been saying is like passed down in ancient manuscripts and that's kind of the selling point.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote all of that and I will tell everyone.
Jesus. Jesus.
I just love the drama.
It's a lot of fucking drama.
I love it. They get into a huge fight and eventually they come to a understanding.
Yeah.
Niga leaves the Illuminati. He gives them all of the papers that he wrote with all of the rituals and everything on them.
This is surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting Weishaupt to be the one to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He leaves the order. He returns all of his papers, all of his notes, all of his information about like how he created all of these rituals and rites within the Illuminati, gives them back to the Illuminati because they're their property, theoretically.
Yeah.
Weishaupt, meanwhile, publishes a public retraction of everything, all the mean things that he said about Niga.
Okay. Actually, he's cool, guys.
Actually,
wow. This is fucking catty as shit. Like, it's just cattiness?
It's pure cattiness.
Wild.
So, I'm just going to read a couple more quotes from the Wikipedia. At this point, so Niga leaves. He gives them back the papers. They destroy them and any evidence that, like, these are fabricated rights and not passed down by God or
Yeah.
Caesar or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
The final decline of the Illuminati was brought about by the indiscretions of their own Minervals in Bavaria and especially in Munich. In spite of efforts by their superiors to curb loose talk, politically dangerous boasts of power and criticism of monarchy caused the quote-unquote secret order's existence to become common knowledge, along with the names of many of the important members.
Oh my god, they're so bad at having a secret club.
The presence of Illuminati in positions of power now led to some public disquiet. There were Illuminati in many civic and state governing bodies. In spite of their small number, there were claims that successes in a legal dispute depended on the litigant's standing with the order. The Illuminati were blamed for several anti-religious publications then appearing in Bavaria. Much of this criticism sprang from vindictiveness and jealousy, but it's clear that many Illuminati court officials gave preferential treatment to their brethren. In Bavaria, 2 members of the ecclesiastical council were Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
Had one of them elected treasurer. So as soon as it became clear that that person was Illuminati, they were like, well, of course that's why he was elected treasurer and he should be deposed.
Okay.
Their opposition to Jesuits resulted in the banned order losing key academic and church positions. In Ingolstadt, the Jesuit heads of department were replaced with Illuminati. So the Illuminati are gaining power, but at the same time, people are finding out about the Illuminati, and so that power is being questioned. They're like, you're not a legitimate person in this place of power because your associations with the Illuminati got you here.
Okay, so this is where now conspiracy theories are coming up of like, if you are part of the Illuminati, you didn't actually earn this position, and you're trying to push a certain agenda in all of these different facets of like government and universities and stuff and churches, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were like, you know, if you got this position, it's because you're Illuminati, regardless of whether or not they were Illuminati. And now it also became a thing to be like, oh, that person's in the Illuminati and that's why they got that position, even if they're not in the Illuminati.
I will say there's enough members and there's enough powerful members that can you imagine overnight, suddenly all of these names are released, just like every single position, every single person, you're just looking at all these people in power and being like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong about most of them, probably.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Wildly. And this happens overnight for the first time. Because now...
Yeah, not literally overnight, but like over time,
yes,
rumors spread and then rumors are substantiated.
Like
and
today, if this happened, everyone would be like, God damn it. Of course they're all fucking Scientologists. Like, we've already dealt with this with Scientology and Hollywood and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, nobody would be super surprised.
But the difference is that with Scientology and Hollywood, there weren't any consequences or anything like that.
No, people really thought there would be for a little while.
Yeah,
no.
so there are no stakes.
Yeah.
With this, though, people are being removed from positions of power for being thought to be in the Illuminati, and also are then afterwards being like, I wasn't in the Illuminati. The person who deposed me was in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And you can tell because they succeeded. And like, so it all becomes a finger-pointing game of being like, I'm not Illuminati, you're Illuminati. Or like, you know, like the whole fucking thing.
And it's just the multiple Spider-Men just like pointing at each other and they're all Illuminati.
Yes. Or none of them are Illuminati.
Who knows?
Alarmed by all of this discord, Charles Theodore, the one that the Theodore Lodge was named after,
yes,
has since become prince, I believe. And initially he has a lot of liberal policies, but then the church that bankrolled him is like, stop doing that. So he goes back to the same policies as the people before him that purely benefit the church. But he's now in
any actual beliefs.
Yeah. But he's now, again, I think, a prince. And his government...
When you say a prince, you don't mean like a rank in
No,
a
I mean like
society.
a government prince. Or some like
part
president?
of a monarchy?
Something like that. I wish
How
I had written down his...
How did he become a prince? Did he marry a princess?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But he's now in a position of significant political power. He's like the governor or like the president or something like that, basically. In terms of... I don't remember what the title is, but
got it.
He is the leading official of this area of the government.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Theodore and his government banned all secret societies because he was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
We're not having them anymore, including the Illuminati. An edict published on 2nd of March, 1785, seems to have been a death blow to the Illuminati in Bavaria.
Seems to be, but they're a secret society, so like, how are you going to get rid of that?
That's a really good question, and that's what the whole rest of the thing is about. But he's like, we disavow the Illuminati. If you are a part of the Illuminati, like, you are committing crimes. And then they arrested a bunch of people, and then everyone stopped saying that they were in the Illuminati. And they kept accusing other people of being in the Illuminati, but like, you know, it just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
And obviously the actual Illuminati disbanded because they were in very real danger. Because they were now committing a crime anytime they met. So they effectively dissolved the Illuminati through political force. Mm-hmm. Weishaupt fled, and the documents and internal correspondence that was seized later was subsequently published by the government. So a combination of like government pamphlets of being like, these are the people who were actually in the Illuminati based on this correspondence that we found. And also like one of the members of the Illuminati coming out and doing a tell-all, like my time in the Illuminati. So that all happened. 1785 is when the Illuminati sort of officially ends with this edict from Charles Theodore. About 10 years later, 2 manuscripts are published, which bring the conspiracy of the Illuminati into the public mind again. Augustin Barruel's Memoirs Illustrating the History of Jacobinism and John Robinson's Proofs of a Conspiracy publicized this theory that the Illuminati had actually not been disbanded, but that it had been publicly disavowed and had risen to a secret seat of power where they were like, of course, Charles Theodore was like, we're not doing this anymore. But he also, like, they named a thing after him.
Yeah, I mean, he had a vested interest in keeping it going, it sounds like. So it's weird that he would be the one that would disband it.
He could have. So their thing is they're like, they publicly disavowed it and they said there are no more secret societies, which got rid of all the other secret societies.
Yeah.
But Charles Theodore secretly fostered the Illuminati within his own government and gave them a lot of power. And so now they're bigger and badder than ever.
This is what happened with Prohibition in the United States, is people who lobbied really hard for Prohibition laws were secretly selling alcohol out of their fucking basements and making bank.
Yeah. So they put forward this theory that the Illuminati was not disbanded, but was in fact given a new seat of power.
Yeah. It makes sense. Again, that's not even hard to believe a little bit.
The really funny thing about this is that literally any one of these things is possible.
Yeah.
Any one of them is possible.
I think the Illuminati just got better at being a secret society.
Potentially.
Yeah.
These manuscripts also included the claim that the Illuminati was the reason behind the French Revolution, where they were like, are you mad about how there's war in France?
No.
You know who you can blame for that? The Illuminati.
No, it doesn't sound like they had anything to do with it.
Unless they did.
I mean, maybe they did.
They love the French. We all know that.
It didn't really sound like they did.
In 1800, the U.S. presidential election.
Okay.
Do you remember who that was between?
Madison?
Nope.
Okay, hold on.
Take your time. It's also okay
Jefferson?
if you don't remember.
Okay. Jefferson and Burr?
Mm-mm.
Hamilton.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Adams.
Oh, John Adams would have been... Wasn't he the second president? This was the third presidential election?
1800.
Yeah. So it would have been Washington. Was Adams next? So maybe he was running for... No. He wouldn't have been running for re-election. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
The 1800 U.S. presidential election was underway. And around the same time was like the French Revolution. And there were a lot of pamphlets being circulated around, especially like New England and things like that, in religious communities where they were like, you got to be worried about these Illuminati because they are infiltrating positions of church power. So don't trust anyone who is espousing liberal beliefs or who says that they're part of the Illuminati or who says that they're not part of the Illuminati but is being really suspicious about it. Yeah. So there were a lot of religious leaders who were like in their sermons being like, and we have to be careful of the Illuminati. They are dangerous, right? Which in turn spread word of the Illuminati and basically brought it to the United States. In the 1800 presidential election, Thomas Jefferson, who was a Democratic Republican, and John Adams, a Federalist, the party that he founded, were both faced with accusations of associations with the Illuminati. A lot of religious figures were like, don't vote for Thomas Jefferson because he's with the Illuminati. That thing that I was telling you was bad. He's with it. And then other people would be like, don't vote for John Adams. He's with the Illuminati.
Out of the two of them, I feel like Jefferson is more likely to be in the Illuminati.
Probably.
Right? Doesn't he seem like somebody who would love to be part of a secret club?
Probably. Adams would also probably be a Mason.
I could see him being a Mason.
Yeah.
I can see Jefferson being an Illuminati. Because Jefferson also wasn't as religious.
The truth is that probably neither of them were anything. But it stirred people up to be like, no, like, you're Illuminati. No, you are. Yeah. And you can't trust the Illuminati. It became like a paranoia and panic about like, you can't trust anyone who's in the Illuminati. And everyone's in the Illuminati, basically. This also is part of the development of Gothic literature in the US, is this idea of like, you can't trust anyone. Everyone is suspect. There are secret cabals within the United States that, you know, this is where the inception of American Gothic literature comes from. Cool. Which is interesting.
Yeah, paranoia.
Yes. This paranoia around involvement in the Illuminati continues today, as you may be aware. There are, in every single political election, there are allegations that someone is or is not part of the Illuminati, or that everyone's part of the Illuminati, or that are you guys all hanging out without me?
How does this turn into lizard people?
Well, because if you get to a certain rank within the Illuminati, you ascend to a new form, and that new form is as a lizard, but you still have to hide amongst the plebeians in our society, so they give you a skin suit. But the lizard form is better because it requires less food, so it means that you can hide out in your bunker for longer, and you don't have to share with anyone. None of that's true.
Oh my god. I was looking at you like, where did that come from? What tenets is this pulling from? The alchemy?
They use the alchemy to make the orbs that you eat to become a lizard.
I just really feel like we've gone off the track. Spartacus is looking up from hell, being like, what?
So that's the Illuminati. I've got some more stuff to talk about, but I just want to as you've said, it is this idea of like a secret society. And the original idea is not offensive. It's like, yeah, people in positions of power should not be informed by purely religious biases. They should be people who are educated and who have a mind for like the public interest rather than the interest of the church.
Yeah.
But it started off as a group of these 5 people at a university who were like, we want to do that together. And then it kept growing and growing. And the larger it got, the more obsessed with hierarchy it became and with the things that you have to do to be a part of the club, to the point that the club itself no longer really had any meaning. And the same is true of the Masons. There are Masonic sects that are specifically like diametrically opposed to the beliefs of other Freemason sects. Mm-hmm. And none of them are founded on any real ideology beyond the ideology of we are right in whatever we say, and we all get to hang out, and nobody's as cool as us.
And also, we are right, and the other group is wrong. Like,
or if there are homies, they're right, but in a different way.
It's just really weird.
Even if the things that we're saying are the opposite.
Or the same.
Yeah. It comes from a complete lack of, like, actual ideology.
There's nothing. At the end of the day, with all they were saying, they said absolutely nothing.
100%. It is purely a social club, and the illusion that it was anything more is driven by the pride of a bunch of white men in power who were convinced that they were going to change the world but had no ideas about how to actually do it.
Well, the problem is they all came in with power and money, and they thought that that meant something, and that just having power and money in the same room meant that they were making any sort of strides toward anything. Mm-hmm. And instead, they just fucking sat in a room arguing with each other until they annoyed the government.
Yeah.
God, that's disappointing. Okay, hold on. So what about the dollar bill? Why is that in there? Do we know why they put a dollar bill with the Illuminati symbol on there?
Great question. Some more stuff.
Good. Tell me.
In the 1960s.
Fucking hell yeah.
Wait, hang on.
It's about to get fucking psychedelic as shit. I'm ready.
The 60s. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah. Beatlemania.
Drugs. LSD.
Yeah. MK Ultra.
That's
70s?
Maybe. You brought it up.
Well, tell me everything you know about it right now. Never mind. Just stick to this. Stick to this prompt. For now.
2 different books come into being.
Okay.
One of them is the Principia Discordia. You may have heard me talk about the Principia Discordia before. Discordianism is a religion that believes that chaos is the only true constant in the universe. Okay. Which I think is, honestly, I absolutely espouse that belief. I think that the only thing that you can trust is that you cannot fully trust anything to happen the way that you expect it will.
This sounds like an ancient Greek cult. You know, cult being what they is the different sects of ancient Greek beliefs.
Yeah.
But doesn't that sound like an ancient Greek belief that would follow Eris?
It does very specifically. And it does.
Eris is the original.
Eris is their patron goddess. I know about Discordianism because Discordianism is widely considered to be a parody religion.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious. The Principia Discordia reads almost exactly like Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh.
It is off-the-wall bonkers in a way that I don't think is very, secret. They're not, trying to make it seem super serious.
Yeah.
It's very silly.
Okay.
Right? But the base tenet of, the idea that chaos is paramount is something that I think is really interesting. These 2 friends decided to create a religion, and they created the Principia Discordia in the 1960s.
Okay.
The original draft was written on the back of a diner napkin in the middle of the night by the 2 of them.
Adorable. Adorable.
I absolutely love it. And if you have a couple of free hours, you should read it because it's very silly. But the Principia Discordia centers around a set of principal beliefs, which are called the Pentabarf. These are the primary tenets of Discordianism. Pentabarf, tenet 1. There is no goddess but goddess, and she is your goddess. There is no Aresian movement but the Aresian movement, and it is the Aresian movement.
Got it.
Aresian Eris, goddess of discord. And every golden apple corpse, C-O-R-P-S, yeah. Every golden apple core is the beloved home of a golden worm. That's tenet 1.
Cute. Love that.
I guess quick version, if you don't know, the story of the myth of Eris is that she threw a golden apple into the middle of a party of gods and goddesses and said, then inscribed on the apple was for the fairest, and caused a fight between a bunch of goddesses over who is the fairest that caused the Trojan War. Sort of. Tenet 2. A Discordian shall always use the official Discordian document numbering system. Tenet 3. A Discordian is required during his early illumination to go off alone and partake joyously of a hot dog on a Friday. This devotive ceremony to remonstrate against the popular paganisms of the day. Of Catholic Christendom, no meat on Friday.
Oh.
Of Judaism, no meat of pork.
Yeah.
Of Hindic peoples, no meat of beef. Of Buddhists, no meat of animal. And of Discordians, no hot dog buns. So specifically, you have to eat a hot dog with a hot dog bun, because Discordians don't believe in hot dog buns, and you have to disavow any kind of religion in order to be a Discordian. So they're like, you have to eat a hot dog with a hot dog bun, and also we don't believe in hot dog buns.
You fly in the face of this organization.
Good job, A+, gold star.
You fucking did it.
And tenet 4, a Discordian shall partake of no hot dog buns, for such was the solace of our goddess when she was confronted with the original snub.
Okay, I know that tenet number 2 was about their numbering system and how you have to be okay with it, but I really think that tenet number 4 should have come before tenet number 3.
Yeah.
Should have started with no hot dog buns and then ended with also you have to eat a hot dog with a hot dog bun.
Tenet 5. A Discordian is prohibited of believing what he reads.
Uh-oh.
And again, this was only circulated as a written document.
Yeah, I love it.
I fucking love Discordianism. I think it's hilarious.
Yes.
And great. And genuinely, from a philosophical perspective,
very satirical.
Like, the closest thing to a religion that I have is the idea of, like, chaos is the only constant.
Also, it really is not... It sounds like it's just parodying actual religious documents that constantly contradict themselves.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And have many interpretations that fuck people over.
Yes. Check out the Principia Discordia. I found out about it in high school because I had a huge crush on this guy, and his Facebook religion was Pastafarianism, which you may recognize as the worship of the giant flying spaghetti monster.
We talked about it in your Rapunzel story.
Exactly, yeah. And I was like, I also want a silly joke religion, and then we'll have something to talk about. And so I found Discordianism, and genuinely great.
And also better than Pastafarianism.
Also better than Pastafarianism. Yeah. So that's the Principia Discordia, which was written in the 1960s.
Okay.
Also written in the 1960s is the Illuminatus Trilogy, a series of 3 novels by American writers Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson. Robert Anton Wilson was the editor of Playboy.
Okay.
I bet you didn't think we were going to talk about Playboy in this Illuminati episode.
I wouldn't be surprised if Illuminati and Playboy had a partnership. And apparently they do.
Drop the collab. The trilogy was first published in 1975, so we're a little bit later, but it is a satirical postmodern science fiction. It is also credited with popularizing the genre of conspiracy fiction.
Ooh.
So these 2 guys sat down and they wrote these 3 novels, and they wrote them as drug-addled, fanciful, ridiculous parodies based on the concept of the Illuminati and other secret societies throughout history, and how, like... It's this series of novels that are written in second and third person. I've already ordered them, just so you know.
Okay.
But they're, like, describing how, like, a person reaches enlightenment, but they're also, like, science fiction novels, and they're also, like, they're very fucking weird. But a lot of the ideas about what the Illuminati is comes from these books. The triangle and the eye comes from the Illuminatus trilogy.
Okay.
In the 60s.
Got it. 70s.
70s. It also goes into a bunch of stuff about numerology and things like that. It is a hugely influential text in a lot of places because it is very, very silly. It is obviously a parody, but also, is it?
Yes.
Or is it?
Yes.
unless it isn't.
Oh.
Unless they had to say that it was a parody so that people wouldn't know that they actually had secret truths that they were aware of. And they had to get the word out. The only way they could do it was by saying it was a joke, but it actually isn't a joke. And they're actually right about everything.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever thought about that?
I honestly, not until this moment. Now my mind is blown.
Have you ever considered that they're not crazy and they're not joking? They're serious.
I mean, this is what people thought about the Da Vinci Code, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fascinating that you should mention that. Super interesting.
The Illuminati and Playboy directly influenced the Da Vinci Code.
They did. They literally did.
It's all coming together.
So this series of novels posits that like the Illuminati is like a continuing religion and all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Robert Anton Wilson is the editor of Playboy at this point. He's one of the co-authors of the Illuminatus trilogy. Mm-hmm. And as a social experiment, because they thought it would be a fun prank, they did some stuff. The like letters to the editor section of Playboy, they forged a bunch of letters being like, the Illuminati isn't real and you should stop talking about it.
Okay.
And a bunch of other people being like, I'm not sure if the Illuminati is real. Like, you guys are saying some stuff and I just don't feel like it's well-founded and everything. And it became this whole thing of like, they were fabricating letters to the editor being like, you can't talk about it. Or being like, I'm in the Illuminati and yes, it is real. And they were like, well, you know, we can't say for sure, but they invented the whole fucking thing.
Oh no, there was no
just
discourse.
To see if they could. Well, there was. As soon as the discourse emerged, there became discourse where there were people who believed very firmly that the Illuminati is real and there were people who believed very firmly that it wasn't. And it was all spread through the Playboy letters to the editor.
Max, this is something we would do. I hate to say it.
It's something that we did do, Janie.
Oh, no. We're no better than what's his name, Playboy man.
Yeah, we literally did do this.
Yeah, we actually did do this. Guys, we're not in the Illuminati. Stop asking.
So this created all of this like whispers that were initially like everyone was kind of like in on the joke and they were like the Illuminati. And then a bunch of people who weren't in on the joke were like the Illuminati. And it became a whole fucking thing. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of how the Illuminati shot JFK?
No.
That's in the Illuminatus trilogy.
Oh no.
That comes straight from there.
Oh no.
Because it's ridiculous that the Illuminati would do that. Unless it isn't.
Unless they did.
Unless
because they didn't want a Catholic president.
A Catholic.
Who was bad at killing Castro. The two biggest sins you can commit as a president of the United States.
Mm-hmm. A couple of other things that are introduced by the Illuminatus trilogy. The concept of the word fnord. In the trilogy, the term fnord, F-N-O-R-D, is given a hypnotic power. So under the Illuminati program where they're indoctrinating children in the schools, in the Illuminatus trilogy, children are sort of taught through subconscious intervention to have an unreasonable fear triggered by the word fnord. Mm-hmm. So thenceforth, for the rest of their lives, every appearance of the word will subconsciously generate a feeling of unease and confusion, preventing rational consideration of the text it appears in.
Okay.
So they use it to, like, discount texts that they don't want people to believe is true by seeding it in, like, the minds of children that the word fnord means you can't trust what you're reading, and then they put it in things that they don't want them to believe.
Fuck.
The uneasiness and confusion create a perpetual low-level state of fear in the populace. The government acts on the premise that a fearful populace keeps them in power, which is an unreasonably hard line to come from the Wikipedia article Fnord. There's also the 23 Enigma, which is a combination like confirmation bias and a couple of other things.
It's like the number 23 with Jim Carrey?
Maybe. It's from the book. It's also called the 2317 phenomenon. Discordianism puts forward the law of fives and the law of 23. Mm-hmm. And the Illuminatus trilogy concurs on 23. The Principia Discordia claims that all things happen in fives, or are divisible by multiples of five, or are somehow directly or indirectly appropriate to five. This is referred to as the law of fives in Discordianism.
Yeah.
The 23 Enigma is regarded as a corollary of the law of fives, because 2 plus 3 is 5.
The movie, The Number 23, with Jim Carrey, not by Jim Carrey, is a horror thriller where he's being haunted by the number 23. I was born on the 23rd, just so you know. In
many works, 23 is considered lucky, unlucky, sinister, strange, sacred to the goddess Eris, or sacred to the unholy gods of the Cthulhu mythos.
All these things describe me. These are my descriptors in my dating profile.
Yes.
Lucky, sinister, sacred
unlucky
to the goddess Eris, and a Cthulhu monster.
So these are all things that like became a part of counterculture following the publication of the Illuminatus trilogy in 1975.
Yeah.
Where people would be like, Nord, and it would be like, ooh, I know what you're about. It's like the fucking bad wolf for Doctor Who, but they were like, it's a real thing or whatever.
Sure.
So Robert Anton Wilson, editor for Playboy, said of the development of the Illuminatus trilogy that he wanted to bring chaos back into society by spreading, quote, misinformation through all portals, through counterculture, through the mainstream media. So he was like, as a follower of Discordianism, which he was, his way of sowing chaos was by flooding mainstream information sources with bogus information, which is why there were all of the forged letters and things like that. So while it is still just a prank, he's like, but it was in pursuit of the glory of Eris or whatever.
Yeah.
This is a quote from from the Vox article. Followers did this by sending fake letters to magazines, attributing cover-ups and conspiracy theories such as the JFK assassination to a secret elite organization called the Illuminati.
Okay.
So all of the followers of the quote-unquote the Illuminatus, the Illuminati or whatever, were doing this and just intentionally spreading misinformation because of pranks. The Illuminatus manuscript also proposed that Weishaupt, from earlier...
Yeah, Spartacus.
After the Illuminati was forcibly disbanded by Charles Theodore, came to the United States and developed an Illuminati here. And how did he do that, you might ask? He assassinated George Washington and took his place.
Like physically?
Physically took his place. He
Okay.
became George Washington and founded a nation on the principles of the Illuminati. So, that's true.
Here's the thing. They didn't need to go that far. They could have just said he was in cahoots with Thomas Jefferson, who was always in Europe anyway.
Or
They
Ben
became
Franklin.
friends. Fucking Ben Franklin? He would have been a great one. All of them. And then he moved over here, and then they started it together. And that would have tied all the government in there. Having him take Washington's place makes them immediately uncredible.
Yes. But this is something that was written in the Illuminatus trilogy. They were like, Weishaupt came over, assassinated George Washington. In the Illuminatus trilogy, they're like, that's how he got here. And the Illuminatus trilogy is specifically, like, on its face, a fiction.
Okay.
They're like, we are doing this as a fiction. But it's also, they're kind of like, we're doing this as a fiction because they'll silence us otherwise. But it's, like, part of the joke.
Yeah.
And now it's something that, like, people genuinely seriously believe, as though it is something that has any evidence prior to 1975 with the publication of the Illuminatus trilogy. Yeah. Also, real Illuminati. There was an 8-hour stage play of the Illuminatus trilogy that was put on in London, which launched the careers of Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy, not Bill Nye.
Bill Nighy.
Yeah.
And also Jim Broadbent, who you'll recognize as Slughorn from the Harry Potter movies.
I won't recognize him.
You will.
He's not my Slughorn.
Ooh. Damn, mama. So that's just some stuff that launches the careers of two significant British actors.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff about the Illuminati in culture. Obviously, there's like the Da Vinci Code and everything like that is all, and also Angels and Demons more so tied in with the ideas about the Illuminati. A lot of that comes from the Illuminatus trilogy and not from the actual Illuminati.
Just so you know, Da Vinci Code, fantastic book. Got through it in like a day. Loved it. Angels and Demons, couldn't even get through the first couple chapters. Very boring. And that's my thoughts on Dan Brown.
True facts about me. I watched National Treasure and the Da Vinci Code at the same time, and I cannot always tell which is which.
Oh, 100%. You're not wrong. They are very similar, and they came out at the same time. They're basically the exact same movie. It's just two fucking treasure hunters, like discovering, like one taking down like religious secrets and one taking down like national secrets.
Yeah.
And with religion mixed in. And it's Tom Hanks and Nicolas Cage. And at that point, they were interchangeable to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I literally just had to go back in my head. I was like, Nicolas Cage was in
National Treasure.
Da Vinci's Code, right? Or no?
I always forget that Diane Kruger was in Da Vinci Code and not in
I don't know who that is.
National
but
Treasure, the blonde girl.
I'm just picturing one blonde
She
girl in
played
both
Troy.
of them.
I know. Guys, was it Diane Kruger in both of them? Can't be.
That would be crazy.
You know what's a good movie?
Unless.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. Better movie than both of them.
Hey.
Brendan Fraser and Josh Hutcherson.
And Josh Hutcherson has my birthday. Coincidence? I think
not. We fucking did it. Anyway, guys, thanks.
Hang on, I gotta go back and do some stuff.
Oh, okay, go ahead. That would have been a really good way to end the
It really would have been. It really would have been. So there's a lot of stuff in culture about the Illuminati and this idea. All of it comes from the 1960s kind of craze around the Illuminatus trilogy, which I had never heard of before today.
Yeah.
Didn't realize the associations with the triangle and the eye, not a thing
Good
for the original
Lord.
Illuminati.
So
Comes entirely from the 1975 Illuminatus trilogy.
did you do research on when the dollar bill was designed?
Yes.
Okay, tell me.
I'll get to that.
Oh, I want to know right now.
Okay. There are a lot of things in the culture article. You can go through and read them. The Illuminati is referenced in a bunch of different things. I was scrolling through really quickly to see if there was anything that I recognized, and there was. So I'm just going to read this for you word for word. In the cartoon Gargoyles, the Illuminati was founded by members of King Arthur and has 666 seats ranked 1 through 36. The founders and senior members have rejuvenation drugs so they can join Arthur in bringing about a new kingdom. Detective Bluestone of the cartoon Gargoyles believes that they are behind most governments, and Bluestone is inducted into the organization for his impressive willpower. David Xanatos, another character in Gargoyles, Tylog Gargoyles, and John Castaway Gargoyles, all of these characters, are all rank 36 within the Illuminati, according to the cartoon Gargoyles. I just really love the idea that the Illuminati was founded by followers of King Arthur, and that there are 666 of them in 36 ranks, and that some of the Gargoyles characters are in it. Like a lot of them. There are 666 members, and 3 of the members are characters in Gargoyles. 4.
Is it 666 in the actual Illuminati? That's
No.
just in the Illuminus, whatever it's called.
I don't know about the Illuminatus
novel.
Illuminatus trilogy. I don't know. This is specifically in the cartoon Gargoyles.
Wait, so I'm sorry. Then I misunderstood. The cartoon Gargoyles is about the Illuminati?
The Illuminati are in the cartoon Gargoyles.
And they're called the Illuminati.
Yes. And there are 666 of them. And they were founded by King Arthur, ranks 1 through 36, and also 3 characters in the cartoon Gargoyles, where this is from, are in the Illuminati in Gargoyles.
Okay. Okay.
It's all made up. There are like a lot of allegations that Jay-Z and Beyonce and people are in the Illuminati. Katy Perry is another one that gets mentioned a lot. Kanye also. Just
because they're wealthy and successful?
Probably.
Yeah.
But I just want to read a couple of lines from this article because I think they go unreasonably hard. In a broader sense, rumors about the Illuminati and celebrities speak to their place in our culture. Fenster, who is a scholar on secret societies and specifically the Illuminati, Fenster sees the half-ironic, half-serious accusations of Illuminati membership as the latest expression of an old American phenomenon. Quote, "It marks that Jay-Z and Beyonce seem to live in a different universe than us," he says. "They have secret lives and secret access that seems reptilian. We notice how bizarre their lives seem to be and how powerful they seem to be." Yuskinsky, another scholar in the field, also notes the ties between power and conspiracy. The thing that ties conspiracy theories together is they always point at someone who is supposedly powerful, he says. You never hear a conspiracy theory about the homeless guy in the street or a gang of poor children.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really fascinating way to think about it. The eye and the triangle or pyramid are Christian symbols of the eye of God being on you always. The triangle is the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
The Holy Trinity.
And that was the idea when it was put on the dollar, is because the United States, as much as it purports to not be a religious, like a church
It literally
state,
says, "In God we trust."
It literally says that.
That's literally
one nation indivisible under God.
They still say
that's
that
what
in
it
schools.
is. That's the idea behind it. I did link to an article about the symbology of like the all-seeing eye and how it's been linked to the Illuminati. All of that is from the Illuminatus trilogy and not from the actual Illuminati. Those are specifically Christian symbols.
So not Illuminati, just coincidence. Or just taken from that.
Yes.
As part of like a conspiracy.
Yeah, he like looked at the dollar bill and was like,
book.
That looks like, yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic.
That's the Illuminati.
Fascinating.
Fascinating and anticlimactic. I am honestly, I never thought I would say this. I'm disappointed in the Illuminati.
I am disappointed in the Illuminati. I am a little relieved to know the conspiracy behind it and how it snowballed out of control. Relieved to know that it is from a fictional series. Like that what we know today, all the craziness, kind of, that goes back into something that I would have expected and that is comforting to me, and that people can't understand. They can't separate fact from fiction, that is more comforting to me, right?
Yeah.
Makes me think that it would be easier to form a secret society than I once thought. And if you guys want to be
So
part of my
easy.
secret society.
JD, we have a Discord. That's the secret society.
I mean, it's behind a paywall, but is it secret?
Most secret societies are behind a paywall because you have to prove that you're wealthy and landed.
Guys, welcome to our cult.
And also, we give each other code names.
Janet Breadhead is a terrible codename for a secret society. I didn't know I was supposed to be cool. Max, your codename is a religious ranking. Max is Reverend Dr. Boobs in the Discord.
JD's Janet Breadhead.
Yeah, I don't have any sort of ranking. I can play it myself.
Some things that I've taken away from this.
Okay.
The original inception of the Bavarian Illuminati was this idea of men who were saying, we are above the pettiness of politics and religion. We can be rational. And it quickly devolved into Mean Girls.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They started tearing each other apart almost immediately and became so obsessed with their own rank that they, as far as anyone can tell, had no real effect on the world besides being a club that some people were a part of and some people weren't. I also am surprised at how relatable a lot of it is. It really does feel like a reality TV show of like, well, he said that you're a bitch, but I know you're not, but you're a bitch. Like the weird like backstabbiness of it that feels very catty is really interesting to see in like the politics of how a secret society works. I guess I kind of fell for the lie that secret societies are like mystical, powerful, like their politics are different from ours, but they're literally not.
They're literally not.
It's just a bunch of people who decide to be part of a club together. It's very like playground politics in many ways.
Yes.
And I think that's really interesting. I also think it's really interesting that so much of this has been like bound up in ideas about like truth and fiction and what is true and what is not and how that relates to power of where information comes from, where a lot of this comes down to the idea of being like, okay, you can say you're not in the Illuminati. And if I believe you, then you're not. If I don't believe you for any reason, that in itself is evidence that you are in the Illuminati. Because if you were, you wouldn't tell anyone, right?
Yeah.
And that's what all of this comes down to. It's the same thing that comes down to the Illuminatus trilogy. People are like, it's fiction. You can literally see where this guy made this thing up. It says fucking fiction printed across the back, right?
But they would say that if they were part of the Illuminati.
Exactly. And so it's like this whole idea of like, this is true unless I don't believe it, in which case this is evidence that I'm being deceived and like that kind of thing, which I think is really interesting.
This is just what... It's very reminiscent of the cult of Trump right now, you know, of like, it's fake news unless it's about this, and then it's not fake news. And actually, this is fake news. And now the term fake news has been passed along so much that it's like, no news is real, and you can't trust any single news.
Which is, at essence, the ideas behind Discordianism. Guys, join the church.
Join our Discord to be part of the Discordianism. Guys, let us know your thoughts on the Illuminati.
I feel like I've been on like a sociological journey of like all of this whole thing is such a fascinating microcosm of like every fucking thing that's ever happened in history.
Really happy to know about it.
Yeah.
I really am. I didn't know anything going into this about the Illuminati. I only knew the symbols and the fact that people are constantly referencing it. Now I'm realizing they're referencing it and they don't even realize what they're referencing.
Yeah, they literally
That's just
literally
become
don't.
a thing. Kids fucking bring this up. Kids in my elementary school bring up the Illuminati every once in a while.
Yeah, it's because there's something so like most people don't do it in serious. No, most people aren't like you're in the Illuminati.
Well,
most people are making jokes.
I feel the majority of people now also don't have any attachment. They're like me. You know, they don't have any basis for what the Illuminati actually is beyond secret society. They have no other history with it, so it doesn't mean anything.
It's a shorthand for like a secret society that has a lot of power, which is basically, I mean, it's basically just like a fear of the dark. It's like there is something out there controlling things and I don't know about it, and other people are in on the secret and I'm not. Like that, like, I don't know. I think that's so interesting about from like everything that it says about people. It also gives you something
to blame, though, for the people who are like,
oh, absolutely,
for the people who genuinely believe that people in power are like lizard people who are part of this stuff, and it's not even a joke or a laughing matter. There are people who actually believe this, and all of their fears and anxieties are based around the fact that you can't trust a single person in power who is wealthy, who is famous or more successful than you, because they are part of the secret organization that has magic that is here to destroy you.
But also that certain rich people can be trusted because
they
they're
say
good,
that.
actually.
And it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's just a fear tactic, you know? It really is just, we need to give a name to our fear when the actual fear is the fact that, unfortunately, the government is not now, and if you study history, has not ever actually worked in the interest of the people, you know? So, like, do you feel like you're not being represented? Well, you're not. Mm-hmm. That's it. And do you feel like rich white people are being represented and you're not? Well, that's true. It's not because of a secret organization. It's because of how we've set up our society. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say that that can't change over time, but, you know, there's just not a boogeyman you can put behind that. The blame is literally society and history.
Yeah. I will offer my antidote to this.
Discordianism. She's here to fucking promote Discordianism again.
I'm not here to promote. But to me, the antidote to that kind of thinking of like, oh, like they're all doing this thing and they're against me and whatever is like, so what? Because the reason why you suspect them is because they're in a position of power. They're in a position of power. Like, they have the ability to do things that you don't have the ability to do. And that's the shadowy thing, is that, like, there isn't oversight or anything like that. Nor should there be oversight, because if there's oversight, there are people overseeing. Mm-hmm. So it's fundamentally just this idea that, like, you can't trust anyone. And it's a way of putting a mask on that, of being like, you can't trust these people specifically. Mm-hmm. And that's just not the case. The case is that every person has their own individual motivations and their own skills that they can use to put forward the things that they are motivated to do. Mm-hmm. If they have power, they have the power to advance those motivations. So what if they're lizards? Does being a lizard give them extra power beyond what they've already been granted by the democratic system?
Because at the end of the day, the whole lizard thing, this is also what has always confused me about these beliefs. At the end of the day, the whole lizard thing and being like, look, her eyes changed. So what? But that's not what you're scared of. You're not scared of lizards. You're scared of people in power who are not serving your interests.
Yes.
That's it.
Exactly. That's why I'm like,
what you're scared of, which is
reasonable.
Which is reasonable and rational.
Yes.
You're not scared of lizards.
Exactly. It's like, okay.
Why is that part of this for you?
Yeah, for me, the whole thing of like conspiracy theories is I'm like, so what? Like, how does that change your understanding of the world? How does that change the stakes for you? And in most cases, it fucking doesn't. Well, and also it's like, oh, the moon landing was faked. And it's like,
who cares? We're still on the moon now.
Are you going to go to the moon? Why do you need to know?
And literally, it's just, and also at this point too, I will also say, I think that very specifically, probably first millennials, and now Gen Z is getting this even more, but we were the first ones to start to really, for it to be really revealed that a ton of conspiracy theories are in fact not conspiracies at all. They are true. The idea of the FBI has actually set up a bunch of stuff and lied to us and murdered people and all this stuff. That's true. That is actually proven true. And it's like, oh, and so by the time it's like, who cares about the moon landing? Honestly, who cares? But who cares about reptilian monsters running the government? Like, who fucking cares? Like, we're all suffering the exact same amount at this point. So
yeah, and also I don't care if someone's a lizard. I care about what they are doing, and I can see what they're doing. And so, like, the effects of the things that they're doing are what matters to me. I don't give a shit.
The true evil that you come into are people in power who are trying to keep information from you, which is banning social media platforms where people are getting information and truth, you know? And it's like, well, I'm able to get my news now directly from the source and not from news outlets. And nobody wants that because people are lobbying for that. Anyway, but conspiracy theories.
Yeah. But on the other side, also, like, social media means there isn't a whole lot of, again, oversight, which means that a lot of the information that comes, or not, I won't say a lot of the information, but it is easy for false information to gain a lot of traction, which we've also seen.
Anytime that it's like false information, for sure, but it's also easier for people to come together and rally for change because they are able to communicate effectively. And so I guess the point of this is who the fuck cares about the Illuminati at the end of the day?
That's the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is who the fuck cares about a rich white man organization? Nobody should.
No.
And I love the idea of having the history behind it just be, they were a bunch of bored white people
Yeah.
who couldn't stop talking behind each other's
They
back.
didn't have hobbies, so they had to create a club where they all fought about who was King Dick. Like,
Yeah, basically. And they definitely all made out with each other, guys. That is true. And in the next off topic, I'll be talking about exactly how and where.
Oh my god.
And who and why. Okay. Max, excellent work.
Thank you very much.
That was as thorough as you promised it would not be.
It could have been thorougher. I'm going to tell you, this is the shortest possible history of the Bavarian Illuminati. I cut out so much.
I loved it. I genuinely think it's fascinating. Guys, please let us know your thoughts on this. Did we just fucking lose a bunch of listeners who were like, wow, I'm in the Illuminati, so it's real, and you can't say I'm not.
I don't care if you're in the Illuminati.
The answer is...
I don't care.
I actually don't care that much about you if you're in the Illuminati. Whoops. So yeah, let us know. You can text us
I
by
care about you the same amount. I just don't care that you're in the Illuminati.
Text us through the link right at the top of the show notes. You can also join the Patreon for $3 in order to get Discord access, in order to have some Discord about Discordianism. You can also join at the $7 level to get some extra bonus episodes if you just need a little bit more Max and Janie not talking about the Illuminati, which...
Why would you need that?
That's fair. I don't know. No, some people just don't care about the Illuminati. Us.
The next 2 episodes are also me talking about the Illuminati.
That's not at all true. That's not at all true.
All of my off topics are about the Illuminati.
The next episode, Max, is me talking about the Illuminati and who's kissing who.
Who's kissing who?
Yeah. Go to our social media, Instagram and TikTok, both Sort of the Story. Email us, sortofthestory@gmail.com. Go to our website, sortofthestory.com. There's just a lot of ways to get in touch with us and to see what we're up to. So go do all that. It's all in the show notes. And rate and review this podcast. Give us 5-star, please. Tell us if you're in the Illuminati in your review.
Mm-hmm.
So that I can post it to our Instagram stories.
Leave a triangle in your review.
Leave a triangle with an eye in it. Somehow do that with
just
symbols.
You can't do that with symbols.
You can do that with symbols. People can make anything with symbols and spaces. Anyway, the idea is that you send us something fun and then we take a tally on how many of our listeners are loyal Illuminati fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Members.
And then we're all going to do something.
Like a crime?
No, something.
Oh, sorry. Not a crime. If you're a cop, not a crime. Okay.
You don't get to find out what the something is unless you're in our club.
And we are going to only tell the upper ranking members, so get in early so that you can get to there. We have some secrets.
We've got some secrets.
We don't have any secrets. On this podcast, we've told all of our secrets. We'll find new secrets by the time you join. Don't worry. Okay. We love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to this, and we will see you next week with another off topic.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Did you stop?
No.
Oh.
Say bye.
Bye. I went in my bathroom this morning right after I woke up.
Wow, too much information.
And there was a really big bug in my bathtub. Not a really big bug, like a medium-sized bug, but it was spindly, and I couldn't tell which parts of its body were which parts. So I was like, that's either a spider or a really big mosquito or a really small mosquito hawk, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever it is, I don't want it in my bathtub. And so I squished it. And right before I squished it, it started flying. And I was like, oh, it's a little baby mosquito hawk.
Oh.
Wrong. It was the biggest fucking mosquito I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
And I know because I squished it and a whole lot of red blood came out.
Red blood, that's good.
Yeah.
We don't have an imposter amongst us that doesn't
No,
have red
I mean
blood.
it had been drinking a lot of blood, but it was it was as big around as a quarter.
It's an inch long.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was horrifying.
When I was little, I lived in Okinawa, Japan. And
okay, now.
Do it again.
Okay, now.
Live with what you just said.
Okay, now.
Oh, I'm on board now. My first memory of bugs is that there were these, we called them mosquitoes. And in my head, I'm like, that can't possibly be. But they were the size of 2 hands put together.
Ah.
Yeah, they were giant.
2 baby hands or 2 adult hands?
Adult hands.
Ah.
My hands. And they had 6 long spindly legs, and they would sit at the top of my playground and stuff, the little not jungle gym, the little play place out in the people put in their backyards.
Mm-hmm.
And we would see them and just be like, ah, and they'd be like, oh, big mosquito. Yeah, you can't go out there right now because, yeah, I don't even think they flew around. To me, in my head, In my head, they look like giant spiders with 6 legs, but they were huge. And I asked my mom one day, I was like, is this true? Did I make this up in my head? Was I like making them bigger in my baby brain? She's like, no, they were awful. And I was like, okay, but they're so big. There's no way that you get like bit by something like that. And she goes, yes, you absolutely did get bit by them all the time. And they left these giant hard welts and they were awful. Yeah, anyway.
Upsetting.
If you ever saw those in Okinawa, Japan, let me know. Because that feels like a made up memory, except that my mom confirmed.